Welcome to the Ricky Dick Bullshit Podcast with your host tonight, Superfly, Johnny Lee.
You almost gave me a heart attack jumping in that loud. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Listen here, Bobby Blade. This is my show. It's called the Ricky Dick Bullshit Podcast, where we like to bullshit around with our friends, with our wrestlers, with our compatriots.
Oh, so I'm on the B show tonight?
No, this ain't no B show. Now listen, J.R. Rock. Now I'm taking over as the A show. You know why?
Got bumped from the A show.
Yeah.
No, this is the A show right here.
That means your pay is going to go down tonight.
Yeah,
we are getting paid for this, right?
Yes.
Oh, we are?
But listen.
Checks in the mail.
But listen.
Checks in the mail? Well,
listen.
I'll be back when I receive it.
This is the A show here. You know why? Because I've been doing this shit for over, what you say now?
At least
9, 10, 12 months now.
Minutes, 10, 12
This right here is the A show. The Ricky Dick Bullshit Podcast, where we put over wrestlers. And we got two of the biggest names right now. We got a legend in Bobby Blade himself right here.
That's me.
That's you, boobs.
Oh, I'm the meanest, cheatingest, chokingest, eye pokingest, crotch kickingest, your mama stickingest, spitting on babies, smacking old ladies, one man domestic disturbance, the man, the myth, the living legend, the true old school icon, and the man you paid to see, Lone Wolf Bobby Blade. And I'm back on the Ricky Dink Bullshit Podcast tonight for the second time this week. Ha ha!
That's right.
Top that! You can't because you're not me.
That's right. I'm just J.R. Rock, the guy all the men want to be, the one the ladies came to see, and I might get Bobby Blade an STD.
That's
Well,
right.
you ain't giving me nothing unless you wear some protection, pal.
And my co-host tonight, we got Big Beard Dudley back inside the house.
Hey.
What's up, podcast world?
Take it away, Big Beard Dudley. Ask J.R. Rock whatever you want.
All right,
As I share this.
Well, let me ask you something real quick.
Go ahead.
Where is our third guest? Where's that sorry sack of crap Chris Noble at?
Well, it's got to be sorry, sack of crap.
He ain't on time.
Well, I mean, I
No.
Is he trying to big time you?
I think so. I mean,
Because where's he at?
Is he not just fashionably late? Is that not a thing anymore?
No, not in this business. You got to be early for the show.
Exactly.
Well, I was brought up.
I know
Okay,
it.
all right, yeah, I agree with that. Got to agree.
Oh,
with
but
that one.
before we move on, I got to bring something to light right here. I'm wearing glasses. Johnny Lee's wearing glasses. Big Beard Dudley's wearing glasses. Why are you wearing shades?
These are prescription.
These
prescription.
Those are not prescription.
Yes.
The lights are down in here. It's dark in here.
These are not vision goggles.
Night vision guy.
Yeah.
Well, you're just a weirdo, man.
Thermal vision.
kind of reminds me of the old Adam Bond glasses.
That's right.
It's thermal vision.
What about the
Can you see
old?
I can see the heat spots on your breast.
Man, they're right there.
What about the old song? I wear my sunglasses at night.
You're awful, Johnny.
ZZ Top. Don't be a
ZZ Top. Corey Hart.
Oh, my bad. I was thinking cheap sunglasses.
Corey Hart.
Corey Hart.
Yeah, I was thinking cheap sunglasses. These are super cheap, like $2.
Not Corey Feldman. If it was Corey Feldman would be giving us a heck of a concert right now.
Actually, he'd be trying to do the Michael Jackson moonwalk to the song.
Yeah. Anyway,
Greatest guitar solo ever.
sorry, Big Beard Dudley. Go on with your questions.
Do not apologize, Mr. Blade.
BBD in the house. Don't get
That's
that
right.
confused with BBC.
That's right.
What's that stand for?
You tell me, Bobby. BBW? Bad to the Bone Wrestling? I don't
Bad
know.
to the Bone Wrestling. I almost wrestled there before.
Those sorry. Oh, Dale Bass never would book me on that show.
Man.
I was on my way to getting booked, and I had actually. Well, that's neither here nor there. We don't need to discuss this right now because, that was a bad deal.
Does Cecil Foles keep you from getting there?
No.
Okay.
No. I pulled out on my own accord of some things that happened, so I prefer
was
not
her
to get
name?
into right now.
What was her name?
But
Go on with the chlorophyll.
All right, Mr. Rock. I like to start these things off. My first questions are always, what were your first memories of wrestling? Who did you grow up watching? Who were your favorites?
Oh, I grew up mainly WWF because we only had 5 channels in my house. So that's all I got. So it was Hogan, it was Savage, it was Adrian Adonis, all those guys.
Adrian Adonis.
great one.
Yeah, Savage is one of my favorites. Adrian, I like the Texas Tornado.
Oh, yeah.
I like, what's his name? The Oregon.
Billy Jack Haynes.
Billy Jack Haynes. I liked him. When
Good
big
guy.
brim hat, those kind of guys. Yeah, mainly. Then it was when I got older, I got expanded into WCW and NWA and had access to that stuff.
All right, now talk to me about breaking into the business. How'd you get involved? What was your first day like?
Oh, first day. Well, I'll tell you a story how I got in the business. Me and some of my buddies were doing backyard wrestling for about 2 years, and one of the guys, the graduate, he knows him. His mom worked with Gentleman Jim Chadwick, and I guess she'd been talking him up at work, telling him about our backyard adventures. He said, well, you tell the boys if they're serious about wrestling, come on down to Mount Sterling, and I'll introduce you to Danny Fargo. So we went down there, and Jim introduced us, and Danny gave us the whole spiel about the training and what it would cost and all that. And then as soon as I got the money, I went back and was in it to win it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's a hell of a story.
Yeah, good times.
All right, going to backyard wrestling and into your first couple of years, what were your first gimmicks?
In backyard wrestling,
Yeah.
I was J.R. Rock. I'm still J.R. Rock.
He's always been J.R. Rock.
Never anything else.
I do like a hooded gimmick.
Yeah.
We're short a man or something, I'll throw a hood on and do a hood gimmick, but that's about it.
Okay.
I got lucky. When I started, Danny took me to the side and
Yep.
said, do you have a name? Do you have a gimmick? You know what you want to be? And I said, yeah. I told him, and he liked it, so he let me run with it. Now, the graduate, he didn't have a gimmick because we were backyard wrestlers. He was
Yeah.
Buff Daddy shoot name. So Danny said, well, you're the graduate, and you'll be a knockoff version of the Genius, and that's what he was for a couple of years. And he changed his gimmick throughout the years because he never had one that he wanted on his own, so he bounced around with gimmicks. But I just had the vision of what I wanted to be and evolved it from there.
Nice. And you've also had the strap for a long time, too, that you usually carry around with you.
Yeah, I've used that strap a little over half of my career. Probably 13 or 14 of the 25 years I've been doing it, I've been using the strap.
And it's worked for him.
And the kilt. He's the one that got me going on the kilt. Don't let him say
You
he
smart.
didn't. We were at a show one night. It was a Halloween show, and he wanted to be Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
So I got a kilt, but it's not red, so I brought it in. And he's like, well, I'll just use this old piece of crap costume kilt because it's red. So he used that, and he's like, you ought to go out and wrestle in that kilt. And I was like, you think so? He's like, well, why not? So I put it on, and there she went from there. It was Gargamel from the rest.
Yeah, people always call you that.
And the rest of the road has been the kilt and Gargamel ever since.
Gargamel was great. When they first started yelling at you, I was busting out laughing. And so I just kind of adopted it and everything, started calling him Gargamel on the mic and all that too and everything. And it just kind of carried on.
I mean, it works.
Yeah.
It worked even better if I got red boots. So that's why I never did, because he had them damn red shoes.
Exactly. And the fans, they just love to call it Gargamel. As soon as they see you, that's the first thing out of their mouth.
I know.
Gargamel.
It doesn't matter where I go. Any show in the state, there's somebody that's going to start chanting Gargamel. They've been doing
Exactly.
They've been doing it for 15 years now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it though. It fits though. That's the thing. But you're not bald or anything
I'm
like that.
there.
You're getting there,
Oh,
but
no.
you're not bald yet.
Yeah.
But you still got the look for some
That's
reason.
right. And I don't have my cat. John Strange moved to Florida, so as we go.
Yeah, John Strange has. And the guy that's supposed to be here, the special guest, as he calls
Yes,
himself,
Chris Noble.
he's not come here to pay his respects to you, knowing that your last match is right around the corner.
I don't know really why he's coming here tonight. Can you tell us why he's coming tonight? I don't know he's
That's
crashing
what
the
I've been
party
trying
or
to think
something?
about. He called me up and he said, I'm coming there because J.R. Rock is having his last match and I want to pay my respects. I ain't seen him, though. He ain't said what
nothing.
he's going to say to you.
Why am I even here? I don't even know why I'm here.
You're here because I love you, Bobby.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You really don't.
I do. You know I do.
Oh, man.
You and that Mickey Mouse ear hat you always
Oh,
wear.
dude, that was awesome, wasn't it?
It was. It was. I want to shout out real quick to my little girl, Luna. She's probably watching the show. She watches every time I come on. She likes the pod.
Heck yeah.
Shout out to Luna.
Hey, I'm
Shout
telling you
there.
right now, every day in the basement, she's jumping on the trampoline saying, let's do the wrestling training. So she's coming in about, she's 14 more years, girls. I'm telling you, she's coming. She's going to be the lady version of me whooping y'all's asses in the ring. So be ready.
Y'all heard it here first.
14 more years. She's 4 already?
She'll be 6.
She'll be 6.
Yeah, so it'll be less
What?
than that. It'll be 12 more years.
She's already 6?
That, in a couple weeks, she'll be 6.
Oh, look at
my
that.
God.
Luna Rocky is watching.
On the 18th, she'll be 6.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, 12 more years. She's coming, girls. 12 more years.
That's right. They better be watching their backs.
Yep. I'm going to train her to wrestle just like I do. Stiffer than a board.
That's the way to do it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, trust me, I know that you're stiffer than board.
I learned that from
I
Bobby.
wish you was light as a feather.
I learned that from watching Bobby.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Oh, yes. He slapped me in the ear one night. I couldn't hear for 3 weeks.
That's
And
fine.
remember-
That's okay, though. I mean,
We've had people out here that have mentioned that Bobby Blade's elbow drop off the apron is the stiffest thing they've ever
Hey,
taken.
I love every match I've ever had with Bobby Blade.
Yep.
Every one of
hey,
them.
there's one that sticks out in particular, and I've told you this before, and I think you know what I'm getting ready to go with here. The match where I was the SXW heavyweight champion, the Southern Extreme
Yep.
Wrestling heavyweight champion.
In Georgetown.
Yeah, in Georgetown. And the company, it was in a state of flux, where it was transitioning from UWA to UWF, and we had the SXW in there for that short transition period and everything. But me and you had wrestled in a strap match,
Yes.
and it was for the SXW championship. If you won the match, was it Felony Fox got control of the company? Cujo and Felony Fox got
think
control of the
so.
company, and the name changed to UWF,
Yes.
Yep.
and you became the heavyweight champion. And believe it or not, that was the first ever strap match that I ever wrestled in.
Really?
So I didn't know how to use the strap. You remember this?
Yes.
I did not know how to use this strap. So I'm sitting here thinking, I'm trying to be all, nice and protective and everything. And I go, I make a little bitty thing and everything. And I just kind of go, eh. And the crowd's, crapping on it and everything. So I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know how to use this thing. And then he gets it from me. He starts firing back, gets the strap, and he goes,
Wham!
pow! And I go, oh my gosh!
You learned a valuable lesson that night.
And I got hit like 75 times with this strap, and oh my gosh, and I had welts for like 2 weeks afterwards. He's hit me as hard as he can. I'm begging for my life. I go to the floor to get away from him. We're hooked together by this strap, and he's pulling the strap and yanking me into the pole and everything. He comes out and whap! What? And he's chasing me around the ring with it, and I'm going, oh gosh! I'm just trying to get away from him, and he's, wow! Pow! Wow! And I'm just like, oh my gosh!
So that's how you do it.
Yeah!
Exactly.
You're not the first person that has ran for me in a strap match after they got the first couple of shots in. I'll tell you that right now.
So it was one of those strap matches where you gotta drag your opponent to the corner and touch the buckle.
Yep.
And once you touch all 4 of the buckles, you win the match. And so I drag him around and I touch the buckle, and then unbeknownst to me, as I'm dragging him, he's touching the buckles.
Yep.
And then I go and touch the second buckle, and he touches the second. I have no idea he's doing this. And then the third one, touch the buckle, he touches the buckle. Then we go toward the fourth one, and he starts pulling the strap. So I'm sitting here, I'm reaching for the turnbuckle,
Yeah.
and the strap's over here, and I'm going, like this, reaching for the thing, and then I look at him, and I yell something at him. Well, as I'm yelling at him, distracted to him, Jim Chadwick pops up on the ring apron, and as soon as I turn back around, wham, with the kendo stick, and as I'm falling, JR jumps over, so it's like a double boom, and it's a great, fantastic visual. And he reaches out and he slaps that turnbuckle, and the roof came off. You remember that pop? Yes. The roof came off of that building, and those people jumped up, and they were super hyped for this, man. And it was great. And then you had the whole. He won the belt. He won the ownership of the company over to Felony Fox and Cujo.
Nice.
And the name of the company changed officially from SXW to the UWF, United Wrestling Federation, and it was amazing, man. That pop, I will never forget that pop. And one of these days, I'm going to upload that to my YouTube page and everything.
I can't wait to see it.
I've watched a couple of the matches of us that you've uploaded.
Yeah.
When we did the one with the Mickey Mouse ears, and I'm strutting around the ring with Bobby's Mickey Mouse ears, and I turn around and get kicked right in the, we'll say the gut, and then.
But it wasn't in the gut. But yeah, man, we've wrestled. There was another time we wrestled in a tournament.
Yes, it was the heavyweight championship tournament.
Yep,
Nice.
heavyweight championship tournament, and that was a great match as well. Yes. And then there was that one time I always loved cutting promos on JR Rock, because you remember me talking about promo around the world, where I would. I was cutting a promo, and I had a group called Lone Wolf Enterprises, and it was me and Jared Sloan, Mean Gene, and Mistress Burgundy. And I'm cutting a promo for the upcoming match with me and J.R. Rock. And I said something about, we're going to do something, different this week. We're going to take this promo on tour around the world. So Mean Gene and Jared Sloan knew what was getting ready to happen.
Yeah.
So they started giggling because they knew it was going to be funny. So they went and got a chair, and they stuck it in front of some random person in the crowd.
Yeah.
On the front row. And I went out there, and I sit right down right directly in front of this person. And JR wasn't even there this night. I don't think you were there. Were you there that night?
I wasn't there.
Yeah, he wasn't there that night. So I'm cutting a promo about JR Rock to a person in the front row, directly in their face, like this close to their face, and acting like they are JR Rock.
That's great.
And I'm just yak, 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 yak. And these people were just like, I don't know what to do. They were getting nervous. And I said, all right, we're moving locations. And I stood up, and Jared and Gene got the chair, and they moved it over, and it was a big production. And I would sit down again, and boom, and JR Rock, and I'll tell you this, and blah, blah, blah. And then somebody, some random person.
Yep.
And they're just all uncomfortable.
That is genius.
Yeah.
That was genius.
We did it all four sides.
Yes.
The fourth side, there was a woman that had a dry erase marker, or dry erase board, and she wrote, "Shut up, Bobby." And there's a great picture of me cutting a promo with my finger in her face,
Yes.
and she's got a dry erase board that says, "Shut up, Bobby," on it, and she's laughing. And then, so finally, I go back around to the first side again to end the promo.
Yep.
And there was an old man there that would come every week, and his name was Charlie. You remember
Yes,
Charlie, old man
yes.
Charlie? And he hated me. So they put the chair right in front of Charlie. And I sat down, and I started, and he's going, no, Bobby, no, don't you do it, Bobby, no, Bobby. And so I sit down, and I start cutting this promo on JR Rock to Charlie's face, and I'm doing all this, and he gets up, and he leaves the room. So I continue to cut the promo like he's there. I'm cutting a promo on an empty chair, and I just keep going and everything like that, and I'm just going and going and going. And that got a great reaction and everything.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it was funny because here I'm the heel. I'm supposed to be hated.
Yeah.
But the people are so entertained that they're just, this is fantastic. I will toot my own horn on a lot of those promos in the UWF and everything. I was given creative freedom to pretty much do whatever I want. I was given carte blanche to do whatever I want, so I experimented with a lot of that stuff. And a lot of it worked. Some of it didn't, but a lot of it worked. So,
That was a good thing about Felony Cujo. They let you go out there and be you and do what you wanted to
Yeah.
do and
Yep.
get your stuff over.
yeah. Were you there that night I cut a promo laying face down in the middle of the ring?
Yes.
My face was in the mat, and I had the microphone laying on the mat. So I'm just kind of just sitting here just cutting a promo like I would normally be straightened up, standing up. And it was great.
What's the thinking behind that? Like what?
Yeah, what is the thought process?
How did you go? You're just going to the ring and you just lay down and just get into it.
The thinking was by the time he got to the ring to do the promo, he's already blown up.
Oh, you're right.
No,
He does do that.
I pushed the envelope there because they didn't tell me I couldn't.
Yeah.
So I was going to experiment and see what worked. Because on a lot of the other shows that I was working and everything was more strict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I would get away with more stuff on the UWF shows as far as promos and all that stuff go and everything. So there was a lot of stuff that I said and did. Like one night, I rapped Ice Ice Baby just for the heck of it.
Hell yeah, I saw that.
One of my favorite promos ever that I did was also a UWF. It was when me and John Strange were tag team partners. I think you were there that night. I don't know if you were or not. Scott Diamond was in the ring as the ring announcer. We had a match or something coming up. So we come out and we're doing this promo, and Scott's talking, and John Strange gets the mic, and he's talking. And those ladies that sit over by the jukebox on that one side of the ring. So I grabbed the mic and said, hold on, John, I'm going to translate. So I look over at these women. I said, in case you didn't understand, this is what he said. I let out this big old horse neigh. The entire building was just rolling laughing except for those three ladies. Not pleased at all.
Yeah.
Tim Griffin said, "Hey, what's up, JR Rock?"
What's going on?
What about me?
I didn't want to
This is
talk-
the same deal.
That's twice
That's the
now.
same deal we had the other night. They was talking X, but not me, and I've been here,
Exactly, twice now.
Jeez, old Pete. Timmy.
I'll see you on the 15th, Timmy.
Timmy.
Speaking of the 15th, Caverna Super Show.
That's right.
Timmy, we go way back.
That's why I didn't want to talk to you.
That
all.
man's
we're like
final
old-
match is happening
we're like
next
old-
Saturday.
We're like old friends. We're like brothers, and then just ignore me.
Now, speaking of my final match, all right, I'm supposed to be wrestling Stevie P.
Yep.
But I've heard word on the street it may not be. So in case that's going to happen, I'm going to go ahead and make a challenge right now. So if you're out there listening, Austin Diamond, bring your sorry, worthless, no good hide, Don down to Caverna, and let JR Rock put his boot in your ass for a little while.
Wow.
See how you like that?
Oh, man.
I know you got that old, decrepit, broken down mule of a daddy as your manager, but you bring him on down too, and I got another boot for him.
Calling out the Diamond.
Challenge shot.
Scott Diamond's my friend, dude.
Let's hear what you say, Austin
I
Diamond.
don't know what to tell you, Bobby.
So you're telling me that the match for the Caverna Super Show, your final match,
Yes.
is, as of right now, it is J.R. Rock versus the Voodoo Child Stevie P.
Yes.
But if something happens and that match has to be changed, you're challenging Austin Diamond
That is correct.
to a match in place of the match with Stevie P.
That is correct. This is a surprise announcement. Breaking news. Nobody knew this was coming, so this is a challenge to you, Austin. If you're man enough, come on down to Caverna.
You heard
That's
it first
right.
on the Ricky Dinky Bullshit Podcast.
Well, I'm telling you this much, Austin Diamond. If you're watching and this match ends up happening, the match with you and J.R. Rock, then you better guard your back because that strap is coming. I'm telling you.
Speaking
Exactly.
of that, you better bring a roll of tape, Austin, so when you put that loop on that strap around your wrist, we can tape that sumbitch on real tight, because I'm going
Yeah.
to drag you around that ring all night long.
That's right, Austin. If you're man enough, accept the challenge. But I ain't heard him try to call in yet. Does that mean that he might be
That's a
yellow?
That means a no. That's right.
Exactly.
There's a yellow stripe going down his back and a yellow
Exactly.
puddle coming out his pants right now.
Well, you got to give him a little bit of time. The challenge was just made and everything. We got to give him time to hear this.
Now, hold up, because we know how diamonds work, right?
They're upstanding human beings.
No, they work fast.
Let me say these are more like cubic zirconia, but I know what you're saying.
Ooh. They'll
In the
be,
shade.
if they've heard the challenge, you just know one person's going to start calling in and wanting to.
The line's
Talk.
open.
That's right, it's open. Scott Diamond, it's open. Austin, it's open. If you accept the challenge.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Stevie P, are you going to be there?
Exactly. It's a great time because Saturday night, next Saturday, March 15th, 2025, the Caverna Super Show in Horse Cave, Kentucky. It's going to be a hell of a time. Coco Beware is supposed to be there. Gary Valiant's supposed to be there. A lot of names are supposed to be there. Y'all don't want to miss this, because what if Austin Diamond does accept
I'll be right
J.R.
back.
Rock's challenge? All right, brother. But what if Austin Diamond does accept the challenge, Bobby? What if Scott Diamond heard what was said and accepts it for him?
Well, I'll tell you what. If we get Stevie P versus J.R. Rock, that's going to be one heck of a match right there. Stevie P doesn't wrestle much anymore, so for him to even consider, coming out of his retirement and everything to face J.R. Rock in his final match, that says, something right there how intense this is going to be. If Stevie P does not make the match and Austin Diamond does accept, that's going. You got an upstart in Austin Diamond taking on a veteran like J.R. Rock. JR's a wily veteran. I'll say it. He's very, very devious and everything. And, he might smile and, well, he doesn't smile much, but, when he does smile, he might be friendly and, and all that stuff and everything. He might come across friendly, but that's a vicious individual right there.
Exactly.
So I if the match has to be changed to Austin Diamond versus JR, I hope Austin's ready.
Exactly, because, someone's calling in. Hello.
Not to interrupt Bobby Blade,
Scott Diamond's calling.
but I just heard
Was the
what
truth.
J.R. Rock
Nothing
just
but the
said.
truth.
Now, look, I'll be the first guy on the wrestling scene, four-time Hall of Famer Scott Diamond, and they don't hand those rings out just to anybody. And I'll be the first one to say on the wrestling scene that J.R. Rock is one tough son of a bitch. I have stood beside him in the ring, and I have stood across the ring from him, and it's always great when he's standing on the same side.
That's right.
But I'll be damned if you'll stand up there after what we've all been through and talk shit about Scott Diamond I have no yellow streak nowhere in my body. Now, I'm not going to speak for Austin Diamond. He's a young man, up-and-coming star. He can speak for himself.
Did he call? Did he have
But
you
as
call
far-
in to answer the challenge? Was he too scared? Is that why you had to call? He's out there pissing his pants at
You
home.
know, I haven't spoke with him in days. I have not spoke to him in days. So he did not have me call. I was just watching, backing a guy that for 15 years I've had nothing but respect for. Two guys, I should say, Bobby Blade and J.R. Rock. And I couldn't believe when I heard J.R. Rock, the same guy that stood side by side with me and threw people around in a cage in Somerset, Kentucky one night like a whirlwind. We've been all over the United States together, beating people up. And how dare you even just incline that Scott Diamond is anything but evil, mean, and nasty, and always had your back.
I'll tell you what, Scott. If you feel that strongly about it, I'll go ahead and make you an offer right now. You can be my manager instead of that punk-ass Austin's manager. How's that sound?
Well, you know, I think he does need a little bit of straightening out.
Which horse do you want to back?
Well, you know, it always looks bad when you go against family. The Costa Nostra is not built that way, and neither is the Diamond Cartel. But at this point right here, after Austin Diamond turned his back on me 2 months ago at the Scott Diamond birthday bash, he took my $1,500 and then him and Frank the Tank want to pile drive me on a steel chair. So if it comes down to it, as I've done for the last 15 years, I'm backing J.R. Rock.
Oh, wow.
Y'all heard it here first.
Yes,
Wow.
sir.
Things just got hot.
That is a shocking revelation right there.
Scott knows where his bread is buttered.
Wow.
All right.
That Converted
You know-
Super Show just got even better.
Sins of the fathers, as they say. And I've
it's
committed a
knocking
lot
on
of
your
them, and
door.
J.R. Rock and Bobby Blade has too. But you
What-
don't turn around and bite the hand that feeds you, and that's exactly what Austin Diamond done.
Scott, we
On
just got
January
something
the 3rd.
from Austin Diamond inside chat. He said it sounds to me that the geriatric gentlemen want to stay in opposite Austin Diamond. That's all good and well. The title undefeated doesn't come free. He just said that he's
Well, I
undefeated.
can tell you this.
Oh, look who's here.
Look at who just walked through. Chris Noble.
Nice to meet you, too.
You know what, Austin?
What's up, man?
It's easy to be undefeated when you're sitting at home on the couch watching the matches.
Oh, shots fired.
So,
Hey, and you want to talk about J.R. Rock and Scott Diamond? Let me tell you what we've done together. When you show up at a man's house, as we did, wait for him to come out and go to the gym, and then you drive his head straight through the windshield of his own car and leave and go have beers. That's what happens when J.R. Rock and Scott Diamond get together. So as much as Austin has learned over the years from watching J.R. Rock, growing up beside him, watching the old man, Scott Diamond, he may have learned a lot, but he didn't learn everything that we know. And if that comes to pass, he's going to have a rude awakening.
Well, you know what they say, Scott. Diamonds are forever. Family's just sometimes.
That's right.
It's all right. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family. But you can give them some tough love and show them what evil, mean, and nasty is really all about.
Speaking of picking your nose, look who just walked through the door. The biggest booger picker in the business,
Hey,
Chris
now
Noble.
what? Booger picker. I ain't never picked
Chris Noble.
Yeah.
flinging
Yep,
on
he just
somebody,
walked
but
through.
That's a different story.
Number one,
Wow.
John Strange jock sniffer in the house.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my
gosh.
gosh. That's harsh.
I didn't come here to be insulted, man.
That's harsh.
What in the world, John Strange?
Man, oh, man.
John
I'm
Strange
telling you, it's
was a
getting
jock
deep.
strap, dude.
It is.
I ain't never seen one in his
I
bag.
In
want
the
to
words
jump
of
out of
Donnie
the way. I
Green,
want to
hot
let you
damn,
guys
I'm
do
on
it.
fire.
man, this studio is
Bobby
heating up.
Blade, nothing but much love, my friend, from
Absolutely.
the nefarious Scott Diamond.
Nefarious.
J.R. Rock, if it comes through, I got your back, brother.
Yes, sir.
Johnny and everybody, have a great night.
You
I'll
too,
be
buddy.
watching. It's always a pleasure.
Always,
Thank
buddy.
you, Mr. Diamond.
Let's talk a little bit about the UCW Caverna Super
Yes,
Show.
sir.
Put it over a
Yes.
little bit.
Big time. Biggest show in Central Kentucky coming up on the 15th. It'll be me against whoever decides to show up for my last match. Have all the top stars there. Marty Clay, the international superstar, will be
Yep.
there. Stan Sierra will be there, no doubt. He's always on deck at that show, running the roost. Tons and tons of super. Coco Beware will be there. Bobby, do your bird dance again, looking like a silly goof.
Everybody get up! Everybody
right.
get down!
Get up.
You better stretch your stuff because the Birdman's in town!
right.
Bird, bird, bird! Bird, bird, bird! Join me!
Bird is the word. Oh my God, you got him going crazy.
We've torn up the studio!
Hey, that's all right. My God, he was starting to sing "The Bird is the word."
If you need tickets, go to Eventbrite. They still have seats left in the gold circle. Front
Yep.
row is sold out. Second row is probably getting close to being sold out. You don't want to miss
Exactly.
this show.
You don't-
Saturday night, March the 15th, 2025. This is the 25th anniversary of the Caverna Super Show. Is that correct?
That's right. And this is my 25th year in the business. I got the JR Rock End of the Line T-shirts. I'll have them for sale at the show.
Yep, UCW
right.
Caverna Super Show at the Caverna High School Gym, Saturday night, March the 15th. You know what the bell time is?
7 p.m. The meet and greet starts
7
at
p.m.
4. I think it gets 4 to 6. Bell time is 7 p.m. in Horse Cave, I believe is the city.
Yes, and they're going to have a big Hall of Fame induction ceremony
Yes.
there. The 2025 Legacy of Respect Hall of Fame. It's going to have Jason Kid Thriller Brisbane, Shane Morton, the Wild Boys, Ben Jordan, and Steve Neely, Miss Hollywood, Smooth, Johnny Spade.
Johnny Spade,
Yes.
baby.
Billy Scott, Sexy Sean Casey. I feuded with him back in '96 and had some awesome matches with him. And Little Chief Lone Eagle. I haven't seen him for about 30
Hell yeah.
years.
Calamity Jane's been trying
I'll
to
tell
get
you
him.
a quick story about
down here
Johnny
for a while.
Spade. I was doing a battle royal for Jed and Jimmy Walls down at USWF, and I'm getting ready to get dumped down. I go to Johnny. He's like, "You ready to go in?" I'm like, "Sure." He gives me a backdrop over the top to the floor. I was like, "Damn, Johnny, I wasn't expecting that."
Hey, Johnny was cool, man. The first time I ever met Johnny Spade was the first night I ever worked with him, or first time I ever wrestled him, and that was at UWF. I was the UWF heavyweight champion at that point, and he came in, and we were main event, and we had an incredible match. And
a
then,
good worker.
yeah, we wrestled for like the next month straight. And it was like it was like I was feuding with Stevie P, and then I went immediately to a feud with Johnny Spade. And then after that was over with, I don't remember who it was, but there was a span of, 3 months. I was having incredible matches with those guys and everything. And it was just great, man. That was a great time, dude.
JR Rock,
Yes, sir.
Austin Diamond replied to you. He said, "Surely I'm not the only one that knows Rock's brisk retirement tour, as I've been taking the business by storm. Scott Diamond is nothing more than a liability. You're more than welcome to keep him. Caverna will see a tragedy, and that's a guarantee."
I agree, they will.
Dang, man.
Austin, are you accepting the challenge?
Woo!
Give us the definitive answer.
Austin, that's your dad, dude.
I mean, you saw what he did to him
Hey, I tell
on
you
the
right
3rd
now,
of January.
If Austin accepts that challenge, I'm going to show him who his daddy is.
Oh,
come the
geez.
15th.
Oh, jeez.
Exactly. If you accept that challenge, Austin, woo. I mean, you're my boy, but
No.
I got to tell you.
Now, Bobby was telling about how I beat him to death with a strap and this and that.
Oh, gosh.
Now, Chris Noble has some experience with that, too.
Oh,
I had
man.
him all by his lonesome for 2 minutes in a Survivor Series War
Yes.
Games cage match.
Oh,
one
damn.
day.
Yes, I not only
Oh, gosh.
I'm breaking
We
everything
tore-
tonight.
That's
though.
all right.
Studio up
Listen,
again.
I'm
Hold on.
That's all right.
Everybody knows when Chris Noble walks in, the house comes down. But anyways,
Oh,
yes.
baby's not watching this.
He accepts your challenge.
Oh, breaking news, breaking news.
I'll be ready.
By all means, if that's the challenge laid before me, I accept.
Oh, boy. Austin Diamond versus JR Rock.
Yeah. and
Caverna Super Show.
back to that leather strap. He not only had the big leather strap that night,
The mini
he also dug a mini strap out of the locker room somewhere.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. 2 minutes of getting strapped. I mean, that's not cool.
Did he
Sucks.
take that mini strap and show you how it's done as well?
I mean, yeah, you can YouTube it, dude. It's right
It's on there?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Not only did he beat the shit out of me that night, so did Amazing Maria.
Oh my God! You don't want to get on her bad side.
And everybody else that was on my team, basically.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You got your ass whooped with all those straps from them. Not a pretty sight.
My strap, the big strap, little strap, her strap on. You got
Oh, her strap.
What the?
Hey, listen. Man, you ain't supposed to bring up locker room stories, bro.
We've done broke loose here
Speaking,
tonight.
I mean,
Sounds
it
like a locker
happened.
room story.
I'm glad you said that. Speaking of locker room stories, another reason I'm here tonight is to promote
That's
a
right.
book that I'm writing. It is called Locker Room Stories from Kentucky Wrestling. It's my experiences over the past 25 years, stories I've seen, witnessed, and heard, along with every other wrestler that wants to get involved. Get a hold of me on Facebook, YouTube, however you want to message me. Send me your stories. I'll put them in the book. I've already got several people that's reached out to me and sent me some stories. So whoever wants to be in it, just let me know and I'll get your story in the book.
I'm going to need a signed
Zach.
copy of that one.
Quick question: is there any ice train stories in there?
There can be.
Oh my gosh! Because I
You
got 'em.
gotta do it.
Woo,
I got
woo,
'em.
baby.
How'd you turn this? Like this?
I tried to tighten it back up.
Woo, woo, woo.
I'm trying to spin it.
I
back
haven't
around.
got any ice train stories yet, but I'm sure they're going to show up eventually.
Oh yeah.
My favorite involves Crush Your Bones calling him the wrong name. Every time asking for a beer. Ice Tray. And him saying, finally going, God damn it, my name is not Ice Tray, it's fucking Ice Train.
Well, while Bobby's over here trying to figure out how to work this microphone, I'll tell you a nice train story.
I don't know how to use technology. Hey, I got
He
it.
got it.
I had been in the business probably 2 years. I was down at MWA, or it was before MWA. It was Danny Fargo was running it, so he had bought it and changed the name, but it was still MWA basically. And I was in a tag match. I was part of the Insurgents, and I had this silly camouflage outfit.
Oh
on
yeah.
and a hood. And Ice Train was making his big old comeback that night. He runs in the ring to make the save. First thing he does is pull my hood off right there in front of everybody. And I just grab it and put it back on. I was like, thanks a lot, Train.
Man, Ice Train. Here's the thing about Ice Train, dude. Ice Train, when he first started, was so good. He was really good, excellent in the ring. You knew he was going to be. He was going to be good. But man, he let the wrong people get a hold of him, man. And it's just they steered him off on the wrong path and everything. And it's just downward spiral after that.
The first match that I had in wrestling that was not a battle royal was a tag team match, and my first tag team partner ever was Ice Train.
Nice.
Me and Ice Train against the Country Cousins, Jeff Rowe and Jed.
I'm so sorry. Man, Ice Train, dude, man, he went out and he wrestled somebody in Mount Sterling one night, and he was getting changed back. Match was over with. He goes to get changed back into his street clothes and everything, and he puts all of his street clothes on. And then I look over, and he's got his underwear on the outside of his street clothes. And I looked at him, and I said, Trainer, you going to go outside like that? And he's like, oh, yeah, brother. Woo, woo, woo. I'm going to go hit the town. I'm going to party. Woo, woo, woo. It's going to be on tonight, Ice Train. Woo, woo. And I'm just like, okay, dude, it's whatever. I mean, go ahead and party, man, with your underwear on.
Party hardy.
He's like, I always wear my underwear. He was...
Did he even know he had him on the outside of his pants?
I eventually told him. Because the thing is everybody else that was in the locker room was just going to let him go out.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, dude, you got your underwear on the outside of your street clothes. You might want to put those on. Oh, thank you, brother. I really appreciate it.
Hey, we were in Georgetown that night, and he just showed up in the locker room. Everybody started looking around. It's like, who booked him? What's he doing here?
Oh, yeah. UWF?
Yes.
And Felony made him get out. He did the same thing over at PTW one time. We were running Georgetown. He just comes walking in the dressing room, got his cowboy hat on and everything, and he's like, I'm here if you need me, brother. And Larry's like, Train, you got to get out.
Yeah, I looked at him that night. I said, did you book him? He's like, no, I don't know why he's here.
We were in Winchester. This is when the MWA moved to Winchester, and Ice Train comes walking in. Well, I told you, you know the whole story about Ice Train going to the paper and all this stuff?
Yes.
Oh, golly. For those that don't know it, I'll briefly
I think
talk
I
about
saw the article.
it. Oh, gosh. The MWA was getting ready to have the 40th anniversary show in March the 6th of 2010, so 15 years ago. And so Chris Hayes was the promoter of the MWA at that point. So, Winchester was doing really good for us. It was a big turnaround from what Mount Sterling was and everything. Because Mount Sterling was just dead at the end. We go to Winchester. Ooh, my voice sounds cool like this. But anyway,
That's right.
Sexy Bobby. Blade.
yeah, we go to Winchester, and the whole product turns around, the crowd turns around, and everything's on the up and up for the MWA at this point. We're having the 40th anniversary show coming up and everything, so it's time to do the plugging the show and advertising for the show and all that stuff. And the main event was going to be a 2-ring battle royal, and it was like 40 wrestlers in it.
Yeah.
And it was the double elimination. You get getting thrown out of one ring and go to the second ring, and then you get thrown out of there, and then you're eliminated. And then it was the winner of Ring 1 versus the winner of Ring 2, and the winner of that match, they wrestle each other, and the winner of that match wins the vacant MWA title. And it came down to Larry D versus Wildcat Chris Harris, with Larry D pinning Chris Harris to become the MWA champion. And he went on his quote-unquote legendary run, that's also his nickname. So, but anyway, so
I thought it was Playboy in training.
Oh, it was at one point. No, the PITs were awesome. I'll get to that later, but that was awesome. But so we're doing, they're doing the advertisement for the show and everything, and Train takes it upon himself. Ice Train takes it upon himself to go to the Winchester newspaper, the local paper, and say, "Hey, brother." The MWA is going to have its 40th anniversary on March the 6th, 2010. And he says, I'm in the main event against Randy Macho Man Savage. And and he says, the Road Warriors are going to be, and Hawk had already been dead for like a year or two, well, like 7 years at this point. Road Warriors are going to be there, and Hillbilly Jim's going to be there, and all these people, Manny Fernandez, and this and that. All these big, huge names are all going to be there, according to Ice Train. And the people, they run the article in the paper, and Chris Hayes finds out. And this is before Chris, he became born again.
That's
A little bit after this.
Yeah.
But he found this out, and he saw this article, and he blows his top. Like I've never seen anybody blow their top ever before. He has to go to the paper and print a retraction and all that stuff, and say none of these people were ever scheduled. Ice Train, Brent Brashear has nothing to do with the MWA, and so on and so forth. And we're breaking ties with him from this point forward, blah, blah, blah. This is all a blatant lie. So, night of the show, March the 6th. We got the 2 rings set up and everything. There's a huge crowd, huge line outside. I'm driving into the building. I see a table set up with gimmicks on it. Ice Train set up a gimmick table to sell merchandise out front. So... it wasn't me, but somebody tips off Chris Hayes.
It was everybody else.
Yeah, everybody else tipped off Chris Hayes. It wasn't me, I swear, though. Chris goes out there and says, "Get out of here, Trey." He makes him pack up all, and he's like, "F you, you mother effer," and, they're going at it and all that stuff, and I thought it was going to break down into a brawl. So he leaves. He finally gets packed up and everything, and he goes and he sets up a merchandise stand on a bridge and tries to sell his gimmicks on a bridge. And I'm just like...
He is persistent.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the dude... He could be a good dude, man, but he just there's issues, dude.
Yeah,
There's
personal demons.
Yeah, demons, man. Demons. And the thing is, I hate to talk bad about anybody, but at this point, I mean, he's a lost cause, and I hate to say that.
Yeah.
And, dude... There's so many Ice Train stories. I remember we were in Carlisle one night for NAW, New Alliance Wrestling. Remember that? Mm-hmm. We were there, and I was doing the ring announcing for that time because I wasn't managing or wrestling or anything like that at that point in time. So I was doing the ring announcing that night. Ice Train sets up his gimmick table, and he's got DVDs and all that stuff and everything. He goes, "Hey, Bobo," and he goes, "I've got disc 3 of the Ric Flair collection here for sale if you want to buy it from me." And I'm like, "I've already got it." And he's like, "No, you don't understand. This is disc 3. And I'm like, "Train, I've already got it." And he's like, "This is disc 3, the third one." And I was like, "Train, I have a 3-disc set. This is part of the 3-disc set. This is disc 3. I have disc 1, 2, and 3. I don't need this." And he's like, "Well, F you, Bobby Blade." and I'm like... I'm like, you had to be blunt with him. You had to be.
Yes.
And then the last interaction I ever had with him and everything, he had posted a picture of him and Kelly Charles when they were tag team. And
Kelly.
I love Kelly.
Yep.
And he posted a picture, and I didn't know about it. He didn't tag me in it or anything like that, so I didn't even know he posted it because, I don't just, go on random people's pages. So he sends me a private message cussing me out and calling me every name in the book because I didn't respond to his picture, that I didn't react to. I didn't laugh, react, or thumbs up or anything like that. I didn't comment on it. He calls me every name in the book. I thought you was better than this, Bobby Blade. And I'm like, dude, I didn't even know it was. I'm like, dude, block, delete, and block. And I ended up blocking him 13 years ago or something like that. And I haven't talked to him since. And I wish that I hope he can get straightened out.
Yep.
The best story. The best part of all these stories was a big guy like Ice Train with Gomer Pyle's voice coming out.
Yes. Oh, Austin Diamond left something. He said, after the spectacle in Horse Cave, we'll be able to add this story of when the madman for Furnace Mountain took his tattered legacy and went home.
Well, I would respond to that, but jobber talk with Austin Diamond's over for now. Time for the big boys to talk.
That's right.
I always thought Furnace Mountain was the coolest sounding place ever.
That's a shoot place.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, I would post on Facebook. I would put there are no trees on Furnace Mountain, and stuff like that and everything. Just cryptic things and everything. And you never would respond.
Well, I can't respond if I don't know.
Well, what's wrong with you, J.R. Rock?
Would you like to hear the origin of how Furnace Mountain got
Yes,
its name?
I would.
I can tell you the origin of how Furnace Mountain got its name.
There was a furnace on a mountain.
Now, if you go up there, there's several of them. It's big, stone-stacked iron ore furnaces where they used to make iron ore. And they're all over the place up there. There's big, bronze plaques with all the history of it. That's how the mountain got its name, from all the iron ore furnaces they used to smelt and make up there.
Were you in a smelting accident?
Yes. That's how I ended up looking like you. I got smelled real bad.
Awful. That's awful.
But speaking of training on those gimmick tables, that's what I'm going to be doing when I get the Locker Room Stories book finished. I'm going to be hitting all the gimmick tables at all the shows that'll let me come and crash the party, hawking this book, and I expect everybody to buy a copy because there's going to be some hot, juicy-ass stories in it that a lot of people probably never heard and don't want out there. So
Exactly.
buy some copies of this book.
Well, you ain't got no dirt on me. You might have on Chris Noble, but I don't know about me.
I got the dirt on me.
I got a good story about Chris Noble once. We were down in Harlan one night.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Christy Cleveland. Yeah, I still ain't forgive you for
Well,
this,
that's
man.
two stories about him.
Yeah.
So I guess this was his debut match, okay?
Yeah.
It was me and John Strange against him and Mike Woodridge or something. Walbright, that's who it was. So we're trying to go over, what do you want your name to be? I want to be this, I want to be that. I said, okay, we'll take care of it. So I go over to the sound guy. I said, look, when this dude comes out, I see you announce him as Christy Cleveland.
Yeah.
So he don't have no idea. The music hits, he come in, he's strutting, he gets in the ring.
They tell me to bring a weapon. You know.
And they're like, introducing Christy Cleveland, and he just... looking around.
Who?
What the hell is going on? That's great. I'm like, it's you, Christy Cleveland.
That's great.
That was a great rib.
Also smacked shit out of me that night, too, right in the back of the head.
Yeah, that's true. Another good story about that same night, your friend, the Kentucky Stud, I thought that his ex-wife was going to eat him like a candy bar in the locker room.
God, man. Yeah, we ain't gonna dive deep into these stories right now, man. Buy the book. That's all I got to say.
That's right. Buy the book.
Yep.
Buy the book. Buy the book. I always got to sing that every time somebody says
I'm going to get some good stories on you because Dale Bass is going to come over and tell me all kinds of good stuff.
That's right.
There are no good stories on me.
I don't believe that.
I was a good boy. I showed up at the shows. I did what I was asked to do. I got my money, and I went to the house.
I don't know if I
He did.
That's why there's no good stories about me. I did the same thing. Everybody's like,
You definitely,
Hold on.
you definitely ain't going to find no stories of me partying because I didn't party.
That's the same way with me.
Straight
that
edge.
asshole don't hang out with
Jacob
nobody.
Ratliff said,
Yep.
"What's up, Rock?"
He just comes, what's up, Jake? My boy, Jacob Ratliff.
Oh,
That's right.
oh, I'm here too, Jacob.
And look.
One half of the tag team, the Rat Rock Experience, my partner.
Heck
Jacob
yeah.
Rattler.
And look, Stan Sierra's also watching.
What up, Stan? My man, Stan Sierra.
Are you going to say hi to J.R. Rock too, Stan, and not me?
He is.
You know, Chris Noble's here too.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh,
That's
Pete.
right.
I hear crickets. Yeah, crickets.
I can't believe they didn't say, hey, Bobby Blade first. Oh, James Kendrick also commented. He said, J.R. Rock is one of the toughest guys I've ever been in the ring with.
But I'm not.
Dude.
Come on, James Kendrick.
Nobody's mentioned Bobby Blade. I
Jeez,
don't
oh,
understand
Pete.
that.
Hey,
No love for Blade.
This is conspiracy.
In Bobby's defense, his old ass has been retired so long. James Kendrick and Jake Rattler probably never saw him wrestle. So you know.
I've only been retired since 2018. That was my last match with Hollywood Adam Swayze. I broke my collarbone.
Great wrestler, by the way, Hollywood Adam
Yes,
Swayze.
he is. I wish he'd come back down this way.
There
I
you
would
go.
too.
Bobby Blade got a shout out.
Oh, there you go.
From who?
From James Kendrick.
Oh, thank you, James Kendrick. You're my favorite wrestler.
He beat Jacob Rattler too. You know, Jacob Rattler is usually the first person to say, I love Bobby Blade, and he beat Jacob Rattler to it.
Jacob, we're gonna have some words
Jacob
after
Rattler
the show
loves
over
me
tonight.
way more than he loves Bobby Blade. That's a fact. That is a fact.
Hey,
Fact.
you know what? I could just
Fact.
talk like this and be
You
like
should.
a radio host and
You
everything
should.
tonight.
This is J.R. Rock and Smooth Bobby Blade coming at you with 90s jazz.
You're here with Lone Wolf Bobby Blade tonight on the Storm.
Oh,
Hey, that's a radio voice right there.
Yeah.
a madman from Furnace Mountain. And our guest tonight, Job Squad, Chris Noble.
You know, that would have been funny if you hadn't messed it
I
up.
know.
That's right, baby. Pay me, pay me.
But that's what's great about the book.
Yes.
Is that it's going to have lots of stories.
Not only stories, there's going to be pictures. Old wrestling flyers will be in between each chapter of the book.
Nice.
So all kinds of stuff from the past.
Wait. Job Squad, did I beat you last match we had?
I don't
Jeffersonville,
recall.
Indiana.
I don't recall.
I mean, it might have been Scott Diamond's fault,
I
but
don't recall. I don't think.
Oh,
that
man.
happened. I don't recall.
Was it at the arena? Yeah. Of course, every show at Jeffersonville is in the arena.
That's right. There may have been a fireball.
World
involved
famous.
in the match.
may have been a fireball.
Is that where y'all had y'all strap match as well?
Who?
At the arena.
No, that was Irvin.
That was in Irvin. That was New Origins Wrestling when me and John Strange were running out of the Fair Barn in Irvin.
Nice.
We had the big 5-man War Games cage match.
Yeah,
that night.
New Origins Wrestling. You should have saw the mat for that. That was pretty cool.
I painted the mat.
Oh, did you?
The ring apron. I came up with the color scheme. I don't let John Strange lie to you. That was all my brain.
Hell yeah.
It was like a swirl or something like that, wasn't it? Almost.
The logo in the middle was the NOW logo with the big sunburst around it.
Yeah. Sunburst, yeah.
Yeah, one of the aprons had like a big spider web with New
Yeah.
Orleans logo on it. One of them had like some cartoon wrestlers getting ready to fight each other on it.
Yeah, it was
Badass.
cool. It was cool looking. And they had Stevie P. No, it was Brock Landers versus John Morrison
Yes,
there one
John
night,
Morrison,
right?
Yeah, so we had our security ropes were neon tube lights.
Nice.
So we'd bring the house lights down and turn on the neon security tube lights before the show would start.
That's what I'm talking about. Speaking of Landers, we've had him on the show.
Yeah, he's a
Rod Hicks.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
I like him. He's a good guy.
He gave me this shirt actually.
Nice.
The New Jack shirt.
He's a smart man.
Yeah.
Because speaking of New Jack, we got him on the WWE 2K25 now.
You know who else is going to be on there on a part of the DLC?
Abyss.
The Monster Abyss, Kentucky wrestling veteran,
Yes.
came up with him when he first started and everything. He first started with Roger Ruffin in the NWF, and then he came down to work for the MWA with Danny Fargo for a long time.
Yep.
And so he was doing all of our shows, and he was doing all the NWF shows, and he was busy. And then eventually he moved on to TNA and started making a name for himself, and
That's right.
Dale Bass showed me a picture of him from a locker room. He probably could have been 18, baby's face, looking lost like a babe in the woods.
yeah, he's super great guy. Super great guy. One of the best people you ever met. Never changed and everything. I've wrestled him a lot myself, and had some really good matches. Had one bad match with him.
I've never
that I
got to
can
wrestle
think
him. I've done a few shows with him, but I've never got to wrestle him.
Yeah, I've wrestled him probably 100 times, 150
Prince
times maybe.
Justice.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he was just He was one of our regular guys, you know. So and same thing with Carl Anderson, you know.
Yes.
When he was wrestling with us at the MWA as under his shoot name Chad Allegra, and so we were working with him on a regular basis and everything. And then all of a sudden he blows up, and we're like, I know that guy, you know. I know him.
Hey, there's a ton of people that blew up that came through this territory me and Bobby worked with when they were younger.
Yeah. A lot
what's
of
her name on the E? Mary whatever?
Mary Elizabeth Monroe.
No, the other one.
Crazy
Mary Dobson.
Yeah, Crazy Mary Dobson. Yeah,
I know her.
Yeah, Sarah Logan.
Yes.
Yep, Sarah Logan. Yeah, she's not on there anymore, but I think she's married to
The Viking.
one of the Viking.
Yep,
raiders.
one of them, and she was going by Valhalla the last
Yeah,
time. I saw her.
Valhalla. Yep.
The last show I was on with her was in Chicago, and her Viking Raider husband wrestled Shane Mercer, and he did that middle rope backflip deal with him, which was insane.
Dude, he
Assault and battery.
You know the thing. Shane. Speaking of Shane Mercer and everything, he just got that shout out on Raw.
Yes.
on Michael
Crazy.
Cole. And that was awesome, man. I remember I was sitting there and I was watching it, and it was Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio.
Yep.
And he sets him up, and I was like, he sets him up on the rope, and he grabs him. I'm like, surely he's not going to do the moonsault and battery.
Yeah.
And then he does the moonsault and battery, and he hits it, and Michael Cole says, "Shades of the Iron Demon," and I heard that, and I jumped up, and I said, "That's awesome! That's awesome!"
And I shouted out, Shane. I said, Shane, that was awesome to hear Michael Cole give you a shout out.
Yep, I sent him a message, but I think Charlene, referee for OVW, she got to him first. I think she FaceTimed him as soon as it happened.
That's awesome.
And told him, let him know and everything, and so that blew up and everything. But Shane, man, I saw Shane last week at Generation Next Pro Wrestling in Cynthiana, and he's still the same person, man. He's still awesome. He wrestled. Who did he wrestle that night? Jackie Thad, Plaid Jackie Thad, the Gen Next Heavyweight Champion, and they had a phenomenal match. And he yeeted Jackie Thad onto some guys on the floor, which was Nick Ultima and Beck Reeves, and a couple of like referees and stuff. And man, they had a phenomenal match, dude. And I think the time before that I saw him was when I went up to the arena in Jeffersonville, Indiana, for the XCF Legendary 2023.
Good promotion.
The last time I saw him was at that show in Chicago. It's been a couple years, several years since I've seen him.
He's a good dude, man.
Yeah, I love Shane. He's great.
Solid as a rock.
Yes, really good dude.
Yeah, great dude. Great dude.
Sure he is.
Yeah.
You know
Plus-
Shane, Chris? Yep. Yeah, good. Good. That's nice. Thanks.
But it's great to see people that have been here getting reference or hired
I know.
on
I know
WTB.
it.
Hell, speaking of Kentucky guy, our guy from Paducah, Kentucky, Ricochet, is right now in AEW doing his thing.
I never met him. I was
never
never on
met
any
him
shows
either.
with him.
I've never met him either.
Yeah. Everybody says he was a super nice guy when he was, working the indies here and everything. But, it's like we had come up with, there was a lot of guys that made it big, you know, Larry.
Yeah.
Who else? Justice, Wildcat, Chris Harris,
Cat.
Rob Williams. I'm sorry, I just burped in the microphone like I'm just at home.
Well, even
You're looking at Sean Johnson here. He would be like,
Shadows was on SmackDown, right? Didn't Haley Shadows? She was on SmackDown.
Yeah, Haley Shaw. Yeah.
Yep.
Kelly Klein. She blew up in Ring of Honor. Yeah. A bunch of people, man. Bunch of people made it. Chad Allegra, Carl Anderson. Jillian Hall.
Yes.
I worked a lot with Jillian Hall, and and everything. And that it was. I was telling people that we were talking
Tommy
the other
Mercer,
night.
Didn't
Yeah.
Tommy Mercer?
Yeah, Tommy Mercer. Yeah, Crimson. Yeah. Yeah, he was in the MWA for a little bit, but he was more of a Tennessee guy.
Yeah.
yeah.
He came up with Crippler Jeff Daniels when he was working with us in Winchester and everything. But I had put, I forgot what I was saying. See, that's what I'm telling you right there.
Guys coming up. I'm talking about guys coming up who made a name for themselves.
I don't know where I was going.
Hey,
with
we've
it.
made a good name for ourselves, Bobby. Everybody in Kentucky knows who we are.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody knows who Lone Wolf Bobby Blade is, and everyone knows who J.R. Rock is.
Hey, this is no lie. I was on a show in Owensboro. It was the first time I'd ever been there. I walk in the building, and who do I see? A couple of fans from Nicholasville. I was like, what are you all doing here? Well, we saw you on the flyer, so we drove from Nicholasville to Owensboro to watch the match. I was like, well, Damn.
Nice.
Some fans right there.
That's dedication too.
A fan came up to me on Saturday night, and I always encourage it. I'm doing commentary now. If nobody's aware, I'm doing commentary now, strictly commentary.
The smooth sounds of Bobby Blade.
Yes, the smooth sounds of commentary. But anyway, though, I'm doing commentary now, so I fully invite anybody, if you want to come up and speak to me and everything, while I like intermission, please come up and talk. I love talking about old school wrestling. I love talking about the old days and everything. So please don't hesitate to come up and say hi,
Exactly.
Shake my hand or anything like that. But I had somebody come up to me Saturday night in Cynthiana, Kentucky at the Generation Next show, and she goes, "Hey, Bobby Blade," and I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" And she's like, "I'm doing good. I haven't seen you since I was 6 years old." And I'm like,
Oh,
"Really? How old are you now?" And I think she said 36.
dang.
And I think that's what she
That
said.
tracks.
And I'm like, well, I probably don't know who you are because whenever I was wrestling, I always had my glasses off and I couldn't see the front row. so I've got people coming up to me. If you come up to me at a show and you speak to me and you saw me, like when I was younger and, you were younger and everything, please tell me where you saw me at, because more than likely I don't know who you are right off because I can't see. Like I'm blind as a bat almost, which is why I'm
That's
super
exactly
stiff.
what I felt like.
Hey, something like that happened to me in Lexington. All right, I was over at Marshall's shopping. I'm checking out, and the guy who's at the counter's got a little walkie-talkie, and then beeps. And he's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
so and so back there said want to know if you wrestle in Georgetown." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." I don't know who the hell it was. They didn't say anything.
Yeah. I was at a flea market one time, and somebody comes up and she goes, "It's you," and I'm like, "It is," and she never said, "I know you from wrestling," or she's, "It's you." I'm like,
That's all she said.
Yeah, it sure is. How do you respond to that?
You can't.
I'm sorry, man. If you feel like talking, just take it from me.
Let me ask
Listen,
you a
nah.
question. Go ahead, Chris.
I was just going to tell him I love listening to the stories.
Oh, let me ask you a question real quick about your commentary career. All right, a couple years ago, I heard you were doing commentary for a show, and you had some kind of altercation with the Easter Bunny.
Oh man,
Can you explain this to me?
I remember
Did you
that.
get accosted by Easter Bunny or something?
I was there for that.
What's up with that? Were you like trying to steal his eggs or something?
I had to sign an NDA. We cannot discuss this at this point.
Oh, that sounds bad.
You still can't discuss after it happened.
That's just what I heard. I mean, I don't know what happened, but it sounded kind of kinky.
Oh, it did. Trust me.
All I know is after I was accosted, those eggs were fertilized.
You made a couple of Cadbury cream eggs. Huh?
Yep. I just came off of that with off the top of my head. Oh!
That's right. See, you still got it.
I guess. I mean, I stutter a lot now for no reason.
All right, Chris.
Hey, that
let's hear
happens,
from you.
though.
If Bobby will shut his trap for a few minutes. You get a
That's
couple
what
of
I'm
words in
talking.
here.
That's what
Well,
I'm talking
Let's
about.
hear some.
I mean, I stutter all the time anyway, so you ain't got no problem with that. Yeah.
How you been doing?
Been doing good, man. Working the shoot all the time.
Yeah,
you know.
Shoot.
Yeah, staying
What's
busy.
that?
The poop shoot?
Yep. Working
That's
the
what
poop
Bobby
shoot.
does. He's dropping them deuces every day.
I mean, you got to. You got to
You
keep that colon
getting back in
clean.
the ring anytime soon?
Probably not, bro.
That
Probably
last
not.
ass whooping I gave you made you pack it up, huh?
I
figured as much.
I don't know if it was the ass
I
whooping
figured it
or
was.
the embarrassment
I
of
just
myself,
assumed
you
it
know.
was,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, like I said, I did walk away
I
victorious.
don't remember that.
Whether there was a fireball involved or not, I still walked away victorious.
Hey, it doesn't matter how you got there. It just matters all you got's the win, you know?
I believe I would take that up with Austin Diamond's daddy,
Hell,
you know, at your match.
He was-
Absolutely.
He was our manager last time, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No fireball, Scott. Are you listening?
I'm just saying.
On the
I'm
fireball phase.
Scott Diamond sees green, bro. So,
Talk to him over there.
yeah.
See,
Whatever.
green.
Yeah, he sees green, man. You give him money, he'll do anything.
That's
for
true.
Sure. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so a lot of you people out there, you all might not know Chris Noble.
Oh, I was briefly in the business.
He was in the business for 4 or 5 years, probably. He was trained by John Strange. I helped a little bit, but he ran around with us for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
He was brought in the hard way, rough. I was the head trainer for New Orleans when Chris came into business, so it wasn't no fun ride.
Absolutely. I worked for everything. Every little inch they gave me, I'm pretty sure I worked for it.
We tried to bring him up the right way.
Absolutely. Made me respect the business a
That's
lot.
right.
A lot. It's what a lot of people miss these days is respect. They don't respect the business.
Exactly.
He hadn't been around as long as me and Bobby. We're a couple old dogs, but
Yeah.
he was a good hand to have around when he was wrestling.
I don't want to sit in the dressing room like an old dog here, Spot.
But you know,
I'm not booked.
I did pack a lot of bags,
That's right.
opened a lot of doors, drove a lot of miles, paid for a lot of gas.
Help teach you respect.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's what you got to do, you know.
But don't forget you're still our trainee, so I need some bags packed later.
Oh.
Dang, dude. You don't let talk to you.
No, I'm not. I thought I paid my dues a long time ago, bro.
You got to pack Bobby's saggy bag and you're straight.
Hey, it's pretty
Maybe
saggy.
Maybe Bobby don't want his saggy bag packed.
He's
No,
gotta have it. If it don't, it's going to
I
drag.
can guarantee you that I do want to
I-
pack, so
I didn't come here to pack no bags. I come here to shoot your shit.
it's a little wrinkled.
That's right.
A little wrinkled, but still.
So you got any more questions for us, big bearded Dudley?
No, man, I'm really just enjoying this.
Oh, Lee, you're underprepared tonight.
Yeah, he is.
I'm just kidding.
All right, so
Oh, that's cool.
what made the final decision for you to lace up the boots and have your final match?
Well, I've been trying to retire for 2 years.
Hey, you're
Nobody
right.
will let me.
You know how that goes.
I started my retirement tour in 2023. I had some retirement tour. You know, I was going to do the year out. My shoot job got in the way. I only got to wrestle 2 or 3 matches that year. So a couple of promoters said, don't go out like that. Come back. Do the fair tour last year. So I did the fair tour. I only did maybe 12 matches last year. I haven't wrestled since October of last year.
Yeah.
Terry England made me an offer, said, if you're done, come on down to Caverna to have a big farewell. So, but what led to all that is just 25 years of beating and bumping and bruising. Like, I got body parts that don't never stop hurting. Bobby can attest to that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I fully understand that, man. Like, when I left in 2018, my last match was with a guy named Hollywood Adam Swayze, and it was a good match. But during the match, I felt how old I was, actually. My knees were just throbbing. And it felt like I was walking through quicksand, you know, when I was walking across the ring and stuff. And it seemed like I was moving in slow motion because in my mind, I'm still a young man.
Yeah.
Yes.
But my body says, hold on now, son. You know.
Yes.
So I fully get it, man. I fully get it. I mean, it's like there's not a day that I don't wake up that I don't hurt.
Yes.
You know? I mean, I hurt every day in almost everything I do and everything. And it's just, you know, there's a meme that goes around on Facebook that says something about what level is your pain? You know, doctor talking to the patient said, what level is your pain? And the patient says, oh, it's just the normal amount. And he's like, well, the normal amount is 0.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't know a world where the normal amount of pain is 0.
Neither do
you know?
Exactly.
So, and, you know, plus 2, you know, like, you know, I'm straight edge, so I don't take any,
Yes.
you know, pain medication or anything like that. So, and unfortunately, a lot of people do, you know, but I don't do anything. So I wake up and I'm like extra hurting, you know, all the time.
Oh, Scott Diamond chimed in. He said, I'm still watching. Still. Fireballs for everybody.
Oh, shit.
I haven't done anything, Scott. I'm just sitting. I'm an innocent bystander.
Then he said, wait until you're 60.
I'm not even going to be there.
Bobby's getting close to 60.
I am getting close to 60. I'm 51.
Yeah. But
I'll be 52 this year.
a lot of guys think you do your shows, you're in there, you're one match, and you're done.
Right.
That's not always the case.
Exactly.
Like, if you're a good hand, you're out there 3 or 4 times a night. And if you're doing a fair tour, that's 5 or 6 nights a week. So you're involved in possibly 20 matches a week
Yeah.
on a fair
Exactly.
tour.
Yeah.
And that wears on your body.
Well, like I was talking about with X here the other night and everything, we were running 4 and 5 nights a week back in the 90s and all
Yes.
that stuff, you know, and that's, you know, Wednesday through Sunday,
Yes.
you know, every week in the spring and summer. And then in the fall and winter, it was like 4 days a week, you know, and then, you know, of course, now that's nowhere near, I mean, the amount that people work these days and everything is nowhere near the amount that we used to work back in the day.
Yep.
So, I mean, it was crazy amount of working and everything. And then the thing that nobody understands is once you quit, once you stop actively wrestling, your body doesn't magically repair itself.
No.
You don't magically get better.
It doesn't hurt as much.
I found out that you
I mean-
feel it. You find out exactly how badly you're hurt once you stop.
Yes, you do.
Because, you know, all the calluses on your body and
Exactly.
everything, they all go away and everything. And then you can feel every brittle bone, you know, you can feel everything, you know, rubbing together and, you know, bones rubbing together where you got no cartilage and stuff like that. Like, my list of injuries over the years, I broke my left ankle completely, broke my leg, rolled my right ankle several times over and over and over. Both of my knees are blown out.
Yes.
I need hip replacement surgery on both of my hips, but mainly my right hip is the worst because that's where I dropped the elbow on.
Lower back.
Yep, lower back. My back almost broke in 1996, messing something up.
Left shoulder.
Broken collarbone, torn a rotator cuff in both shoulders. I got bone chips in both of my elbows. Neck injuries over the years, and I'm sitting at 14 concussions right now. I didn't want a 15th concussion. That's one of the reasons why I initially quit.
Yes.
So, things can be a little bit scrambled sometimes,
Yeah.
which is why I lose my train of thought sometimes, and sometimes I keep on rambling on like I'm doing right now
Hey, that's all
to
right.
kind of fill the void.
That is good storytelling.
But once you finally stop, those things don't just magically heal.
No.
They years and years and years of doing this and everything, it breaks it down worse and everything. And so it's like, I don't have hardly any cartilage in my knees.
Well, they say every wrestling match is like a car crash.
Yeah.
So if you're doing 15 matches a week,
Yeah.
that's hard on your body.
There was one night we were in Hazard, Kentucky for the UWF in 1995. This wasn't Felony and Cujo's. This was a guy named John Hobart. We had 6 matches that night, and I wrestled 6 times.
I've done that.
I've wrestled every single match. I didn't even go back to the dressing room.
I walked into the locker room one night in Clay City. We were doing a show at the front of the pawn shop. There was me, and there was 3 other guys
Yeah.
in the locker room. I was like, where's everybody at?
Yeah.
And I was out there for every match. I wrestled. I managed. I ran it. It was a long night. But
Yeah.
I've done that multiple
Damn.
times.
Summer of 2015, because that's the night that I actually contacted John Strange and Earl Kelly
Yes.
about getting
You
in the
were in
business.
the crowd watching.
Yep.
We had like 300 people in the street watching 4 guys have 6 matches.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and the thing is you could pull it off if everybody had enough hoods.
Yeah.
You could pull off a
That's
full show
right.
with 4 guys.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing is just the beating. Everybody says, "Oh, it's work." Blah blah blah. Your
Tell
body's
that to
taking.
someone's body.
Yeah, your body is taking a
Punishment.
beating.
Yes.
You're landing on this mat. You're landing on this concrete.
You're landing on gravel if you're outside of the
Yeah,
finish.
exactly. I mean, and
Yep.
like you said, every time you take a bump, it's like a car crash.
Yes.
So because that's not normal for people. People just don't go falling around.
And it had to have been about 2022 when you decided, I don't want to do this no more after 2022.
It's not that I didn't want to do it anymore. It's that my body doesn't want me to do it anymore.
Exactly.
And now I know a lot of guys that are older than me that are having surgery after surgery after. I don't want to end up being that guy.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
has surgery after surgery after surgery and can't walk.
And when you get up in age like J.R. Rock and everything,
Yeah.
you have to listen to your body.
That's true.
Well, and like I said earlier and everything, in our minds, we're still young men.
Yep.
Yeah.
But our bodies are going, hold on now.
Yeah, and
Your body will remind you.
I'm not super old. I'm just in my mid-40s, but I've been wrestling since I was in high school.
That's it?
Yeah, I'm going to be 44 this year.
That's all?
And I've wrestled 25 years
Golly.
professionally.
33.
In 2
Oh, man.
years backyard. So 27 years
Yeah.
I've wrestled of the 43 years I've been alive. So more than half my life.
I'm 51 now. I'll be 52 in October, and I've been wrestling ever since I was 17 years
Yeah,
old
see?
with just
Nice.
a 2-year break. That's
So
all
see,
there was.
We've been taking car crashes more than half our life on a regular basis.
Yeah, and for the duration of the 90s, it was 4 and 5 nights a week for me.
Yep. And that's what I've been doing for the last 6 years with the fair shows with X, 4 or 5 nights a week. I'm doing at least 3 to 4 matches a week, plus whatever spot shows on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what? You made the perfect time to retire, because what better way to retire than the Cabrera Super Show on the biggest stage? Because a lot of people going to be there.
Yes.
A lot of people going to be there to watch J.R. Rock on his final ride.
I've seen several people comment about they're ready to see me ride off into the sunset, and then some of them are saying they're gonna miss the kilt, like they
Yeah.
like to call a skirt.
I've been ready for you right off in the sunset for 20 years. I'm just
I'm
kidding.
never riding off in your sunset, Bobby.
And
Never.
man,
I'm always gonna be right there aggravating you.
Oh, gee.
To the end
We're,
of time.
hell yeah.
we're having a good time here tonight.
That's right. You know what? The book's going to have a lot of great stories
Yes.
from the back that no one's ever heard of
That's
yet.
right. I've got several stories I'm writing of my own, all of them I can think of. Cody Matthews has sent me some stories. Jacob Rabbit
Good man.
sent me a story. I got a story from Colt Steele.
Oh.
A couple other people working on some stories. Some less known wrestlers like Shad Stewart. He's sending me some stories, and I've got some other appointments set up to get stories with people. So I'm gonna have a lot of good criteria in the book.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
The first time me and Andy saw you was at KPW. We saw you kicking ass and taking names.
That's
That's pretty much what you do your entire career. We saw you and we were like, we need to get this guy onto the show. Finally got in here, and man, I can't tell you how excited I am to have you back onto the show.
I'm always happy to be here.
It's always a good time because you and Bobby Blade together, and Chris Noble.
Thank you.
That's a good combo.
Yes. This is the end of an era, okay? When I retire on the 15th, I will be the last active trainee trained by Danny Fargo.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's
I'm
big.
the last one.
Yep.
Because Danny Fargo's who my family used to set rings for.
Yes.
Yep.
And my grandpa used to do side wrestling for him at a spectacle.
Did you see the JBL and Briscoe podcast this week?
No, not yet.
They mentioned Danny Fargo on
They
it.
did?
Yeah, they had Jeff Jarrett on there, and they
Yes.
mentioned Danny Fargo. I got the clip screen recorded, and I put it on my
Yes.
Facebook page today.
Heck
Talking about how he wrestled Danny Fargo, and Jerry Briscoe knew who he was and everything.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
But he's talking about how he wrestled Danny Fargo, and he called something, and he went for a backdrop, and Fargo kicked him as hard as he could in his face and split his mouth open and everything, blood all over the place. And everything. It was pretty cool, you know.
Yeah,
Anytime somebody gets mentioned, you know, that I wrestled with or
Yep.
you know, something like
Yes.
that, you know, I always pop for that. you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Hey,
Lots to.
a lot of you younger people out there might not know who Danny Fargo is, but don't be fooled. He was big time back in the day.
Yeah, he
Danny
was.
Fargo was big time.
Yeah, Danny Fargo, he wrestled in ICW, which is the Poffos promotion.
Yes.
Randy Savage, Angelo Poffo, Lanny Poffo, and everything here in Kentucky. And it was a great promotion. He also wrestled in Memphis,
Yes.
for a while.
Yep.
But also too, he mainly here in the local area to where we're at, he wrestled for the Mountain Wrestling Association, which was then known as the Mid-Continental Wrestling Association. And then he bought it from Dale TNT Man, who owned it for decades. And then Danny Fargo took it over, and he ran it for about 5 or 6 years, whatever it was, and then sold it to Chris Hayes. During that time, man, that was the 90s, the late 90s, mid to late 90s when Fargo owned it.
Yeah.
And, I worked for the little last part of Dale Man into Fargo and everything. And so that was an amazing experience, man. We would do stuff like we'd do out west tours.
Yes.
Yep.
And like I wrestled in North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska
Oh, that's
because I
fantastic.
went on the out west tour and everything. And I was on the very last one, so it was very scaled back. Like a lot of guys and everything, and they would go out with Dale Man, they'd be gone for like a month. When I went out, it was only for a week.
That's awesome.
But it was still great experience, man. You know, I'm wrestling all these
Yes.
guys in front of all these crowds and everything out west that, have no idea who I am.
Yeah.
And I was still young and all that stuff then, so I was still cutting my teeth and all that.
Exactly.
But that was fun, man. The entire 90s were fun. That was a blast, man.
Yes. I never got to wrestle for Dale. I wrestled for Danny, and then he shifted the company off to the Parkers, and then somebody else bought it, and then Chris Hayes came in and got it, and I wrestled on and off a little bit for Chris.
Heck
And then,
yeah.
Then I moved farther eastern Kentucky and started wrestling.
I've been proud of
Bobby moved me out. He shoved me out of the locker room. Get out.
Bobby
I
is
did.
the man.
I did. I can't have him sitting in the same dressing room with me.
Knew it. Because he's lone wolf. Remember that.
Yeah.
He's a lone wolf.
Lone wolf means I'm lonely.
And he can't have you sit inside the
Chris Noble, give him some
same
love,
same
he's
locker
lonely.
room.
Oh, man. Here you go, Bobby.
Use your go.
Oh, I'm not lonely anymore.
That's right.
That he got hugged.
Anybody else have problems I can solve today?
But something I've been proud of is that we got to have Chris Hayes and Scott Hayes on the
Yeah.
show last year.
Chris Hayes and Larry Corey, Patriot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Wait.
Patriot.
Wait, that was the Patriot?
No. It was Larry Corey. That was a California dude.
Oh, you see that?
Yeah, that was a California dude. Yeah.
Yeah, see
Yeah.
that?
And the thing, here's the thing.
You mean the medic? You talking about the medic?
Yeah, the medic, California dude.
Yeah.
if you can, Chris Hayes and Patriot, they don't do anything wrestling related.
Yep.
You know, Chris might go up every now and then for Roger Ruffin just to, cut a quick promo and then he's out. So if you can get Chris Hayes to come in on something like this, you've done something major. So I know I talked to him about it and everything, and I know he had a blast on here and everything. So, I mean, yeah, he would, and he's got more stories than I got.
Yes, and we're definitely going to be doing another MWA a month.
Yeah. It'd be great to get back again.
Yes, he would. And if you can get Del Bass in here, the stories that
Yes, we're working on that,
I'm
actually.
going to have some of his stories in the book. He's supposed to give me some good material, so he's got tons of stories. He started in 1975 in Kentucky wrestling.
Dale told me a couple weeks ago that he's starting his 50th year.
Yes, this will be his 50th year.
I mean,
that's a big name.
Yeah, he's wrestled with guys like Lou Thez and all that stuff and everything. Dale Bass. Yeah,
he wrestled Stan Stasiak. In Michigan.
Yeah, Killer Buddy Austin and all that stuff. I think that was for the U.S. title or something.
Be on the lookout because that's an episode to look forward to because he wants this man right here to come into the steel with him. Because Dale Bass said he ain't doing it unless Bobby Blade's inside the studio with him.
He said Dale Bass said he'd like to do it with me and Rated X.
Yes, he told me you all doing an MWA podcast.
And I said, what about J.R. Rock? And he's like, no, I'm not coming on there with J.R. Rock.
That's a lie. He told me he needed me to be on this because I'll be the last legacy person of the MWA where I worked at the end of it and you two were there a lot older.
Yep.
But yeah,
that is true.
Several generations of MWA alumni would be there.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. And the MWA was the biggest promotion in Kentucky. I know that Terry England has the longest running right now, but when NWA was around, it was the longest running promotion in Kentucky.
The MWA ran for 43 years consecutively with only maybe like just a couple of months off here and there over the years.
Yep.
But for the most part, it ran for 43 years straight. It started in 1969 and it ended in 2013 was the last show. And I think it was like March or May or something like that was the last show. I've got it on my YouTube channel. Just search Lone Wolf Bobby Blade and go find it.
Can I get you to tell me a story, Bobby? Tell me a story about Firehouse Fargo.
Yes.
I don't really have that many stories about
stories?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really. I mean, I had a
or Arson Fargo when he turned heel. If you want to tell me an Arson Fargo story,
I don't really have very many stories about him. I mean, the thing that I can say about him,
was he Danny Shoot?
No.
Okay, I didn't know.
Toward me, he was very nice.
Yes, he was a nice guy.
And I wrestled him a couple of times, and I remember one of those matches being great, and it was a lumberjack match in Nicholasville at the City County Park outside. And it was a lumberjack match, and I remember that being really, really good, and I remember Fargo being really impressed with it and all that. Other than that, I can't really.
How long was he in the business? He was there when I started, but I don't think he stayed around real long.
Maybe about 3 years,
Is
maybe
that it?
3 or 4 years, maybe.
Okay.
That's about it. Yeah. The first time I ever saw him was in 2000, and that was at Stanford, Kentucky, at the high school. We had a show.
Okay.
And that night, I was in a 6-man that night, and the 6-man was really good. And I remember he was in the main event. It was him, Vic the Bruiser, Ray the Bear Steel, and X in a 4-way.
Yeah.
Good men.
Yeah, and
I love Ray.
Yeah, I do too.
Ray had
Good man.
a lot of belief in me when I first started.
Yeah.
And was pushing me to Fargo. Him and Kelly Charles were both pushing me, and they really helped me become the person that I was in the business that I became because of those guys. They really had a lot of faith in me. And
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I wrestled Bear a lot, Ray the Bear Steel. I wrestled him a lot, and I managed him more though. And it was always fun to work with. And he'd be like, "Dude," that's the way he sounded all the time, you know. So the way he was talking on his promos, that was how he sounded.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So
I've got a good story about him that's going to be in the book, but if you want to hear it, you're going to have to buy it.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
You got to read it. And like Jackie Radcliffe said,
Yep.
that's going to be a good book.
Yes.
yeah, it is. Has he said hi to me yet?
No.
No. He's never said hi, Bobby, once.
He said hi, Chris Noble, even though I don't know who you are, but no hi to Bobby Blade.
First time in my life I've ever been disappointed by Jacob Ratliff.
Man, after all the times
What do
you put
expect?
him over,
He's no good, Jacob Bradley.
I know he's no good.
it's in his name.
You can see him March the 22nd in Danville, Kentucky,
That's right.
at the Jenny Rogers Community Center for the EWA, the Elite Wrestling Alliance.
He's one of those
Be
guys.
there.
Danville. That's Danville, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, Danville, Kentucky.
And he's one of those guys that's coming up that's going to be the next generation of
If
badasses.
you're listening,
Oh, yeah.
Adrian, I'm going to crash your show, but I'm coming to the
That's
working
right.
store. I've been mentoring Jacob for the last couple of years. I really like Jacob. I've tried to talk to him a lot, give him advice, try to help him
Nice.
come up in the way I came up, with the right tutelage and teach him to be good and stiff and just beat the hell out of people.
That's right.
So I love Jacob. Love you, Jacob.
Need to
Okay.
get you and him.
We need to plug this UCW Caverna Super Show some
Caverna
more.
Super
That's
Show,
right.
March 15th.
Here is an alert that just came across Facebook 5 days ago. Front row is sold out.
I made that
That's
alert.
right.
I made that alert.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Ah.
Second row almost sold out. Get your tickets on eventbrite.com. There's still Golden Circle tickets available. Doors open at 4 o'clock for the early meet and greet until 6 o'clock. Bell time, 7 p.m.
Going to have a 2025 Legacy of Respect Hall of Fame. Jason, Kid Thriller Brisbane. Shane Morton, Billy Scott, the Wild Boys, Ben Jordan and Steve Neely, Miss Hollywood, Smooth, Johnny Spades, Sexy Sean Casey, and Chief Lone Eagle, all being inducted into the Legacy of Respect Hall of Fame 2025, Saturday night, March the 15th, right there at the Caverna High School, the quarter century celebration
Yes.
for the UCW Caverna Super Show.
Yes.
Terry, you owe me for putting your show over.
Yeah, Terry England will be there.
That's
too.
right, Terry England. You the
I'll
man.
have these shirts, if everybody can see them, J-Rock, 25 years into the line shirts for sale at the show. Get them while they last.
That's right. And the Nice Game Podcast will be there too, selling merch.
As of right now, the match that J.R. Rock will be competing in his final match is set as Voodoo Child Stevie P versus J.R. Rock. However, if that doesn't happen, looks like it will be J.R. Rock versus Austin Diamond.
If he's man enough to show up.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's
I
a
mean,
big
he
deal.
did say he accepts. We'll see.
Yes.
But
J.R.
yeah, the
Rock will
Caverna
have
Super Show.
Scott Diamond in his corner.
Yes, you're correct. I forgot about that.
That's right, because remember, Bobby, we were there.
I'll tell you right
for it.
now, I'm throwing in all these challenges to all these people. Terry England's at home listening to this, just going nuts. He didn't know nothing about any of this.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
Oh.
Surprise, Terry.
That's
Anyway.
right, Terry.
Anyway, tickets are $20 Golden Circle front row, but those are sold out now. $18 Golden Circle second row, $15 Golden Circle. I can't 3, 4, 5 rows.
There's like 5 or 6 circle rows of golden tickets.
Ah.
It's like Willy Wonka tickets, but a lot more of them available.
$13 day of general admission and $10 advanced general admission.
Coco Beware will be there doing the bird. Bird
Oh,
will be
Over this time.
That's right.
Should I sing it
The
again?
bird man.
Sing pile driver this time. Sing pile driver.
Sometimes love. What's the rest of the
This
words?
is the pile driver.
Feel just like a pile driver. A pile driver.
That's right.
Yeah, pile driver. Oh, I can keep going.
No, please don't.
Why not?
But you know, that's what's so great about the Caverna Super Show. You never know who might show up. Last year was Hillbilly Jim that showed up.
Yes.
And Terry and him did that Hillbilly dances together. Lots of people loved that. Just seeing Terry and just try to keep up with them.
Hey,
Is that on YouTube?
One of my
Yep,
favorite,
and on Facebook.
one of my favorite hillbillies from the Kentucky wrestling scene is none other than Cousin Jeffro.
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
that guy. He's one
Yep.
of my favorite hillbillies. So is Jed, fine hillbilly. He's so. But I love Cousin Jeffro.
Yeah, we all love
right.
Cousin Jeffro. Cousin Jeffro, a.k.a. Jeff Vickers, a.k.a. Chic Aftershock.
He managed me as Chic Aftershock when I was doing the Insurgents with the silver
Nice.
camouflage.
Oh, yeah?
gimmick. Yeah.
I wasn't there for his first match. His first match was in '94, and I wasn't there for his first match, but I was there for his third match.
Nice.
And we had wrestled together almost, every promotion ever since. He went to BBW for a while, and I was going to go, but I didn't end up going over there. But Great guy. We miss him a lot. He passed away in 2016.
God
sadly.
bless him.
Yeah. Great guy. One of the best people you ever want to meet.
Yes, I agree.
And Jimmy Walls, Ready X, is watching too.
What's up, Jimmy? How you doing, brother?
You know,
Next time I see you, I'm gonna get some payback for you hitting me with a Higgins last summer at the fair tour. Don't think I forgot about that.
Did the referee see it?
I don't know.
If the referee didn't see it, it's legal.
He must not have because it cost me and Stan the match.
but
Did X say hi to J.R. Rock and not me?
Yes. Yes.
yes, obviously. And also, Jacob Rattler said, "Love you too, J.R. Rock," but he never said, "Hi, Bobby," or "Love you, Bobby."
What?
He said, "Flush yourself twice, Bobby."
Oh my gosh! I had a double flusher today. It was
Courtesy
awful.
flush blade.
Courtesy flush blade. That's my new gimmick. I'm gonna make shirts with it.
That's right.
It's gonna
Hey,
be- it's
I
gonna
bet
be
that
a-
was sale.
It's gonna be like that skibbity toilet, except it's gonna be the toilet with my head popping out.
Yes.
Courtesy flush blade.
I bet that it was sale.
Somebody make that up and sell them and give me one of them.
That's right.
Entrance music can be that Squatty Potty song with the unicorn.
I don't know that one.
Oh, it's like the unicorn that's pooping rainbows and the guy's licking it like ice cream. It's Squatty Potty. That's perfect for you.
We're supposed to be talking about your career and stories and
I'm talking
wrestling.
about
We're talking about pooping and squatty potties.
So we're
and-
talking about your career.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, no, I take that back. We're talking about Chris Noble's career.
Oh, geez.
Bobby's career was great.
How much more of this you gonna take?
Not much. Not much.
But, man, just think about it.
Rated X will be at the Caverna Super Show. In case anybody wants to see him, I'm sure he'll be there.
I'm sorry.
Hey, you know that he's won the NWA title 19 times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
told us
remind
all
you every
about
time.
it.
And you
He
know
told
what?
us all about it all night
You
the
know
other
what's
night.
amazing about that? The 19 times that he won that, he only took 19 bumps in all those matches. I don't know how he did that.
He didn't take that many.
Well, he had
Exactly.
to get pinned, so I assumed it was 19.
He found a way around it.
Well, someone said that he lost the belt 19 times. So that's the only way that he reached 19 times.
That's right. That's right.
Ready X, you know we love you.
We
Yes,
do?
sir.
Oh, I love Rated X.
But-
I do.
Sir.
But next Saturday is big because it's J.R. Rock's final ride into the sunset. Because he's going to be going out there lacing up the boots one more time.
Leaving it all in the ring. No matter, It
Exactly.
doesn't matter who shows up. If it's Stevie P, that's fine. If it's Austin Diamond, that's fine. If it's Chris Noble, it don't matter to me. If it's a midget, if it's a woman, I don't care. It's going to be the last match against whoever. And I'm gonna love it.
Exactly.
Bobby Blade.
I know. He didn't say Bobby Blade.
Wait.
Hey, my back
You
hurts
wanna
enough. I
wrestle
can't
him?
carry you to another one.
No, I don't want to wrestle him. I'm old.
Well, he's listening to people that
Yeah.
it don't matter if he's going to take them on.
Well, you know-
and you're saying, well, he didn't mention me.
Well, you notice he said it. He didn't say my name. I mean, that just shows you right there how scared he
You're
is
too
to.
stiff.
Too stiff.
Like a honeymoon dick.
I'm too stiff for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that
Jeez,
elbow drop?
That's a pot calling the kettle black.
You're too stiff for Joe.
I've heard that.
Bobby.
I've heard that a lot. I don't know why people say. Everybody keeps saying that.
I don't either. I never felt a thing the entire time I was in the ring with myself.
But you know, they say that your elbow drop
Sometimes-
is something that they don't want to take.
Sometimes I get stiff with myself at home.
I believe that.
Oh,
That Viagra works wonders.
oh, look at this. Ready X just chimed in 19 times.
Oh, geez, putting himself over in the chat room. Golly, he's 19-time putting himself over champion.
20-time champion at that.
But yeah, next Saturday, that's a huge show.
Yes, it'll be a big show. Lots of names there. I think Kyle Magger's going to be there. Stan Sierra's going to be there. Marty Clay's going to be there. The list goes on and on and on and on.
Exactly. Plus,
The headliner, Chris Michaels, will be in the house. It will be a great show.
exactly, because it's the
Caverna
biggest
Super
show in
shows
Kentucky.
are always great. Always good shows. Always good crowds.
Make sure you stop by the Nice Guy Andy podcast merch table.
That's right. Because we will be having some shirts, stickers. We're also going to be trying to get some pictures made, 8x10s.
Yep, come by my table too. I'll have shirts, stickers, pictures you can rip up and throw at me if you want to, bracelets, temporary tattoos, all the good stuff.
All right, I was not aware of this, and I just saw it come across my feed while I'm on the Ultimate Championship Wrestling page. Also, too, the Lifetime of Legacy and Respect
Gary
Achievement
Valiant.
Award.
Gary
The
Valiant.
Boogie Woogie Boy, Gary Valiant, will be receiving
That's
that award
right.
that night.
Well deserved.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. We got Farouk on the TV.
Yeah.
That's one tough guy.
I seen. You want to know what was wrong with WCW?
What?
They just put Big Josh over Black Bart. That's what exactly what.
Oh man.
I love WCW.
I wrestled Gary Valiant a couple years ago in a tag match. It was me and Cody Matthews against Gary Valiant and Chase Stevens.
Oh, nice.
We had a good match. We had to go home a little early because I went for a dive and I went high and Gary went high and my boot split his wig open pretty wide. But we had a really good match.
Speaking of Cody Matthews, Scott Down was mentioning earlier, you and him put Cody Matthews through a car window.
We did. That's right. We snuck over to his house and watched for him to come out and DDT'd him through his own car window. And
That's right.
took the championship belt back from him that day.
Exactly.
Which shout out to Cody. He just had a
Yep.
baby. Hope you're all doing good out there, Cody.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Oh,
he
that's
did.
Had a
awesome.
baby girl.
Oh, that's awesome. I haven't talked to him forever. I like Cody.
Yeah, Grandpa Cody just had another baby.
The Iron Man.
Starting all over again.
I'm looking at this the Caverna Super Show poster here, and I'm just going to go off with the names that I see here on the poster that I know. Maybe you can help me out here. I don't know. Appearing that night will be Cash Jackson.
Cash is a great worker.
Yep, sexy
Good
Sean
person.
Casey. I love Sean Casey. The veteran Jack Vaughn is scheduled to be there.
that's
Yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome. Boogie Woogie Boy Gary Valiant. I don't know this guy. J.R. Rock will be there, obviously. Marty Clay will be there. Martimus Clay, as me and Aaron
right.
Tiny Rose like to call him. Sexy Stan Sierra will be there. The Amazing Maria will be in the house.
Hell yeah, she will.
The headliner, Chris Michaels. The Voodoo Child, Stevie P. Maximo Suave. Brandon Wolf, Coco Beware will be there. Evil Eric Porter, Kyle Maggard will be there. And Hollywood Haley J will be in the house.
That's right. Star-studded.
Yep.
While we're on here,
That's a stacked card.
plugging me tonight, don't forget everybody, I have my wrestling documentary on YouTube, My Mountain Fiend.
That's right.
It's up to almost 100,000 views. It's just around 75,000, almost 100,000. So get on there and watch it. Get some more views from my buddy Steve Middleton that produced the documentary.
Let's not forget about the documentary you had several years ago. What was that called? Fire on the Mountain?
Fire in the Mountain documentary came out in 2006. A wrestling documentary about wrestling in Kentucky. In
Nice.
2019, Steve Middleton did a documentary about the county fair circuit, which featured USWF with interviews with me and some matches at Rated X's USWF Fair Tour. So that's out there. And then the My Mountain Fiend documentary that's about me.
Nice. I saw that one.
Check them out.
I saw the Fire in the Mountain one too, but I didn't see that.
I'll send you a link to the one.
Please.
It's all about the fair shows. And
Yeah.
different acts and entertainment at the fair.
Okay.
The wrestling is just one section of that one.
That's awesome. That's
So
awesome.
I'll get that one to you.
Okay. Yeah. Please do.
Exactly. And they're pretty good documentaries, too, to watch.
Have you seen them?
Yep.
Fire on the Mountain's
Yeah.
a great one.
Steve Middleton has been, he teaches at Morehead State University. He's been doing documentaries for the better part of a decade. He's got 18 or 19 documentaries covering various subjects. He has one coming out this month called On the Cowboys Boot Heel, doing about a local musician.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah,
Steve Middleton.
Steve Middleton, yeah. He runs state-run media, teaches at Morehead State University.
Okay.
Get on there at his page and plug him a little bit for all the stuff he does.
Yeah. Speaking of that, of filmmakers and stuff like that, I want to shout out some of the lesser-known people that work extremely hard. I want to shout out a guy named Adam Asher at the Elite Wrestling Alliance. He does the filming there, the filmography there and everything for the YouTube show. And it's him, and he usually brings somebody with him to run the second camera. But it's him on the floor, and he does all the editing and all that stuff, puts everything together, and he does a fantastic job putting the Elite Wrestling Alliance footage together for the YouTube show. And also, too, I want to shout out to Dex Block Studios. They film all of the Generation X Pro Wrestling events, and they put those on High Spots TV. And they just uploaded to High Spots TV a tournament that we had a month ago called the Generational Invitational.
Yep.
and that was a single elimination tournament and all that stuff, and it's a 3-camera shoot, and it looks phenomenal.
Yes.
And it looks phenomenal. So
Hell,
get you a subscription to High Spots TV and check out all the Generation Next Pro Wrestling footage on there. Make sure you get on YouTube and subscribe to the Elite Wrestling Alliance. There's almost all not all the past shows are on there, but almost all the past shows are on there, and it's great footage and everything. I think they do a 2-camera shoot there.
Yes. And that's not easy work either.
No.
I know, because when I was with HCW, I did all the camera work for when we had TV on WYMT.
Yeah.
When we had New Origins, I was doing all the editing for our 3-camera shoot for Roku. And when we had the YouTube TV in Georgetown, I was doing all the videography for that too. So that's not easy work. Those guys work hard.
Yeah.
To put on a good product.
Yeah, they absolutely
Right.
do. And another thing too is I want to give out a shout out to my commentary partners, Aaron Tiny Rose, Tripping Balls, Austin Medler, DJ Otis Badass, everybody that's done, Nick Manawa.
Hell yeah.
Me and Nick Manawa are becoming a very good team over at Generation Next Pro Wrestling. Me and Aaron Rose are a well-seasoned team. We've done commentary for several promotions around the state of Kentucky and stuff like that. And we just started doing some voiceover work for the XCF out of Indiana as well. But and there's going to be other projects coming up too and everything where we do voiceover work for several companies and all that. But the commentary team, you just think that we're just talking and it's very easy, but it's not.
No, you've got to know the business to do that. You're out there working hard at your craft, trying to make the show and the wrestlers look as good as they can be. You're doing great work, Bob.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
And
that.
it's hard work.
It's entertaining
It
to watch
is.
a silent match, but when you add good commentary to it, blows the match out of the water.
Yeah, it makes it that much better, and I think that me and Nick do that at Gen Next. Me and Tiny do that at EWA, and we do it everywhere else that we do commentary at and everything. It's so much fun, and I love doing it. And honestly, if people were filming back when I first started, I would have went strictly for commentary role.
You think so?
Yeah, I would have not wrestled ever. I would have never managed. I would have never ring announced or refereed or done anything else.
Commentary.
Yeah, I would just do commentary because that, to me, it's so much fun. I mean, you're not only getting to watch a great product, you're getting to react to that product. You're getting to put over the stories, in the promotion and everything. Like I told Tiny one day, we were talking, and I told this to Nick as well. I said, we call the matches. Mm-hmm. We talk about the backstories. We talk about the history of the wrestlers in the ring. And then we fill in the dead space with conversations with each other to where there is no dead space.
Yes.
And I think that everything, like doing all that and everything, it brings all the commentary together.
Yes.
And it just makes it all flow and everything. And I think toot, toot, like Arn Anderson always say, I'm not one to blow my own horn, but toot, toot.
Hey, nobody knows that tune better than you.
That's right.
But, I think we all work hard on commentary.
Yes.
I'm very proud of all of our broadcast teams and everything. Tripping Balls, you know him. You know him?
I don't.
Okay. Well, he's a
good guy.
Yeah, son of the late Crusher Bones, a huge wrestling fan, and he started doing commentary here maybe 2 years ago. I think he's
like that.
But he's been doing it for less than 2 years, and he's came so far already and everything. You give him 5 more years on top of his experience now, he's going to be excellent.
That's right.
Austin Medler and everything. Sorry, I'm running out of breath.
No, it's all right.
And I'm very passionate about
That's a first.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about our broadcast teams.
And you
and everything.
mentioned Austin Medler. What about when he came back 14 years after his last match?
Yeah, had a great match with Cash Atkins and everything. It gave him his first match and everything. But DJ Otis Badass, who's
Great man.
Yeah,
We've had him on here too.
Yeah, he's a great guy and everything, and I've been working with him for several years and everything. And he's stepped away for the time being though because he's got other work going on and everything. But I'm so proud of our commentary teams at each promotion, and I've told this to Aaron Rose before and everything. I was like, Aaron, you're kind of like the JR of the group. And Otis is kind of like the Mike Tenay because he's always prepared and he's always there with his facts and all that stuff. I'm kind of like the Jesse the Body Ventura, where I'd I always back the heels and disagree with everybody, but I'm calling it like it is. If Babyface is doing something good, I call it on it. You call him on it and everything. Austin Medler, he's kind of like the Don West because he's over the top, all the time, over the top, excited all the time.
Who's Gordon Soley?
Well, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
You're not there yet.
And then Trippin' Balls, I say he's kind of like Taz on commentary, because
But I digress.
Yeah. He's great and everything. Nick Manawa has his own style, but Nick Manawa is so different than everybody else and everything because he does commentary for like big indie organizations. Like he'll do commentary for like GCW as well.
Hell yeah.
So I mean he's been around the horn. He knows how this is supposed to be done. He knows when to bring the level up and when to calm it down. He knows when the peaks and valleys and everything. So I'm learning with Nick Manawa. I've been in the business since 1991. However, I'm still very new at the commentary gig. So, I'm learning from Aaron Rose. I'm learning from Otis. I'm learning from Nick Manawa, stuff like that. I love working with those guys. And they all make me into a better commentator myself and everything. I'm sorry, I'm putting myself over.
Never too old to.
Sorry.
Never too old
to do this business.
You're not wrestling more, but you're still out there working hard for the business, making it a better product.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I just wish I could get the same effort out of a job squad over here.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
He's sitting at home eating donuts, drinking soda.
I am not sitting at home eating donuts, drinking soda. I'm actually managing QuickBooks accounts, remodeling the house, all that good stuff.
Eating donuts.
Yeah, I mean, I do occasionally eat the damn donut, but I mean, come on. What? Do you eat a donut, Bobby? See?
I ate a bunch of donuts.
Yeah. We all can't be unsweetened like JR never drink a Mountain Dew. You know how hard it would be? You know how hard it would be to wrestle a match without drinking at least one Mountain Dew?
No, I do it all the time.
Yeah, but
All
not
the
everybody's
time.
built like you, JR.
Let me tell you a story. I'd been out of action for a while, so I was coming back, getting back in shape. So I was like, I got to go, guys. I was over at John Strange's house, and him and Chris are over there. I was like, I got to go work out. They're like, oh, no, we'll work out here with you. I was like, are you sure? They're like, yeah. I was like, all right. So I pulled the weights out of the car, and I was like, all right, let's get going. 10 minutes in, him and John are laying over in the grass.
No. John was out first. John Strange was out first.
John was out in 10. Chris lasted 12. Huh?
There you go. I take credit for my accomplishments.
There you go.
That's right.
Hey, a win is a win.
That's right, Bobby. That's right.
Yep.
Listen to that guy. But it's true. If a win counts, the referee does account it.
That's right. As long as the ref ain't looking, it counts. A win's a win, no matter how you get it.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. All that underhanded stuff I used to do back in my day in the ring and everything, if the referee didn't see it, it wasn't
We
underhanded.
never did none of that, bro.
What?
It's not illegal until you
We
get
never
caught.
did any of that kind of
I
stuff.
did. I proudly admit I cheated all the time.
I would never.
Bobby likes to cheat all the time. Cheat
All the time. I love that
all
song.
The time. Yeah, I'm old school.
That's right. My girl parties
know
all
what
the
they say?
time.
That's the wrong word,
Hey.
sir.
I will sing it how I want.
Win if you can.
Lose if you must. Always cheat. Yep.
Never get caught.
Yep.
That's exactly
Words to
That's
live
right.
That's great.
Then again, the referee never does see anything underhanded. I mean, you could have him right there staring dead at it. Never sees it.
Yep.
He'll never see it. He'll always go, I didn't see it. Did you poke him inside the eye? All right, okay, carry on.
How you poke,
Just keep on fighting, guys.
how do you poke inside the eye?
By taking your finger and you just jab right up inside there.
Is that what Andy did to you when you had that match?
Yeah, he tried to take my eye out. Like he raked his finger inside there and he tried to jab his finger all the way inside. I'm like, so I had to give him the double knees. He's still crying about that.
Speaking of double knees, that was your go-to move, wasn't it? When you were trying to come up in the business, you'd go to the double knees and sweet talk John Strange into a push every now and then.
No, listen. My pushes was earned, JR. My pushes was earned.
He has been digging at you since before you've gotten
You earned
here.
those Burt Prentice style, didn't you?
No, not Burt Prentice style. No, not Gomer Pyle style.
Oof.
Oh,
Damn.
No, this guy.
Bobby knows.
This guy decided to take a vacation one time for a couple of years. Just left the business. Didn't tell nobody.
Oh, jeez.
Who had to pack it till he got back? Who had to cover for him while he was on vacation?
It was
Exactly.
John Strange. It
No,
wasn't King of the
no,
Jobbers over here.
Who do you think packed John Strange? You packed him.
You packed the bags. There's no doubt about that. I guarantee you was packing the bags.
I packed the bags, the ring. Nobody ever set the ring up with me half the time. It was me by myself.
Damn.
You pay them dues.
By himself.
Anybody
plenty
out there
of
got a
them.
ring he can set
Paid
up?
plenty of.
He
Listen,
needs to pay some more dues.
Listen, SWF shut down, right?
Yeah.
I was in the middle of being trained. Didn't know what was going on. I'd done paid to Earl Kelly how much money to get trained? Like $1,200-$1,500 to get trained, and
Too much if you
he goes
want to
ahead
know
and
what
shuts
you're
down
saying.
the company about 4 or 5 months in, right? So J.R. Rock calls me. He said, "I'll finish training you." You know what my first obstacle was?
What?
Setting up the ring in the warehouse, and he was in the office somewhere, sitting down, me by myself, putting up the whole ring,
Oh,
booming
man.
it. Booming it. You know how hard it is to put turnbuckles connected to ropes on a ring by yourself?
Not by myself. I always had help.
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? It's nice to have help, ain't it?
I mean, why would anybody leave somebody alone to set up a ring by themselves?
He's got to learn the business.
Yeah,
I set up a mini ring by myself in a day.
yeah.
Mini ring.
It's called paying the
I mean,
dues.
granted, it was my ring and I knew how to set it up, but
Yeah.
still,
And where was it located?
That's why it was a death trap.
that's true.
Hey,
At the time, it was for Joe Clark and his Appalachian promotion. They were using my wrestling ring for those shows in Frenchburg and
That's part.
Owsley County. Yeah,
made a good penny off that ring, though, eventually.
yeah,
didn't you?
yeah. It made its way to Georgetown
Yep.
when they had a mishap and needed a new ring, and fell in and bought that one.
I set that ring up twice, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure did.
Twice.
So he just kind of just left you.
Yeah, I was always the lackey.
It's a self-guided way to
Yeah.
learn the ropes.
Yeah. You know, if you don't do it right, you get the hell beat out of you, and then
Did you?
and then you could.
Were you
Good
giving
job.
them
Now,
instructions?
I didn't know how to set that ring up because it wasn't my ring. That was John and Earl Kelly's ring, John Strand. I didn't know how to set it up.
You just gave him a pat
Couldn't-
on the
couldn't
back
even
when he was
carry
done?
a
Yes,
board.
that's right. I gave him a couple of chops and a punch in the face and all that good training that he got
Oh yeah.
as his reward. I think he should have got a little more reward.
Yeah. And then the first solo training with JR, cracked a rib.
Now, that wasn't my fault.
No, that was because I'd lost a bunch of weight at the time and couldn't do a flip bump.
Yeah.
Sounded like he had it out for you.
Yeah, it was
No,
rough.
I had all kinds of guys on the side of the ring puking that day.
Yeah, he did. There was one guy that didn't even come back. He cracked his head. Remember that?
Yeah, he was training. The Stud was there. He was working out with Stud.
Yeah,
He had a chain match with Stud.
yeah, that next month.
Yeah,
Yep.
I remember hearing about that.
killed the whole damn
Yeah.
town.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
No. Killed the whole
So
town.
John Strange came to me and he said,
I booked myself in the corner.
Chris Noble and Kentucky Stud's the main event. I said, no, John. I said, the running I do after the match is the main event. I said, don't worry about that.
So you were in the main event,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants to take credit for being the main event.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Well, after being 2 years away from the business, I'd say he does get a good pop, but he still took my shine. He still took my shine because when I knew about his running, but the running wasn't supposed to be till after the match was over. All right, so I'm on the apron, Stud's on the ground. I'm
We
supposed to
may have ran
Superman.
a little early.
I'm supposed to Superman punch Stud from the apron with a chain wrapped around my hand. All right, I do that. Stud hits the ground. We sell it for a few minutes. Stud's supposed to roll back in. Then we're supposed to go in. I'm supposed to hit Stud with some kind of deal. I can't remember what it was. And then I was supposed to touch all 4 corners and be done. All right, well, we do the Superman punch spot. Here he comes just running in. I said,
Whatever he wants.
well, match is over, so I just crawled under the ring so I didn't get strapped. And, yeah.
Dang,
It was a
man.
total debacle, to say the least.
Yeah.
So you're in the main event spot, and he wants to take credit for it.
Absolutely.
That's all right. I stole all the shine.
Hey, I'm just saying, from, let's see here. Let's say from 2015 up till about, what year did you say? 2018, 16, 17? I can't remember. But there was many years there that, yeah.
Yeah, your last match
Stole
was
my shine.
2018. Was that 2018, 2019? Maybe 2020.
I did a few.
And
I did a
after
few
the
for
one in
Tennessee
Indiana? Okay.
before that.
Well, after that, the last one me and you had in Indiana, was that 2020-ish, 22-ish?
The last one you had in Indiana. You talking about the previous one, the fireball spot?
Yeah, that was your last
That
one,
was
right?
last year.
Was it?
Yeah, that was
Last year.
2024.
I remember that.
Too many hits to the head.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
my
man.
last match because of my neck.
Yeah.
I'm done.
You couldn't remember it? You couldn't respect him enough to
Remember?
his stats?
How
No,
good it was.
literally had a last match. My last match.
I'm still on ibuprofen.
A year
for my
ago,
back
and he thinks
carrying
it's
that match.
he thinks it's 5 years ago.
So his last match, he had his last match,
Yeah.
and you didn't even care.
No,
You're expecting a main eventer to care?
Yeah, I'm a main eventer. Why should I care?
Oh,
Jeez.
Whew.
I mean I was a main eventer too once upon a time, but he stole my spot, stole my shine.
Do you have any proof of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on-
No, he don't.
Yeah,
not
it's on. It's
not
on.
Roku anymore. They took it down.
What? They took it down.
Yeah.
NOW?
Yeah, John wasn't getting his royalties. He threatened to sue, so they took the video down.
Oh, they put it on YouTube.
Where was your royalties? Where was my royalties? Where was everybody's royalties?
Yeah, where's my production royalties, John Strange, you cheap ass?
Damn. Took down the video proof and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still a few New Origins matches on there. The match
Nice.
with John Morrison's on there. The highlight from the 10-man cage matches on there. There's a few things on there still.
Johnny Mundo.
On YouTube?
Yeah. There's.
Well, plug the YouTube channel.
That's on a couple different people,
Channels.
just random shares.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Fireman Joe shared it, and Jizzy Rizzy's shared it. A couple other people.
Who?
Jizzy Rizzy.
Izzy.
Rapper,
Jizz
man.
Restore.
I'm going to tell this story right now.
Is
Jizzy-
that, is that a gimmick?
That is a rap name, Jizzy Rizzy. When we did our New Orleans shows in 2014, 2015, Jizzy Rizzy was doing the theme song, the rap songs at the shows for that back in the day before it got popular. He's the one that started doing that in New Orleans for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the rapper Jizzy Rizzy. Plugged to Jizzy. He came and performed at the show before these guys up in Frankfurt and Georgetown were performing the rap songs at the shows. We had Jizzy Rizzy back in the day doing it.
Jizzy Rizzy.
Yes.
Does he need to clean himself off or anything?
The name
I mean, his
choice
name
has
does
always
sound like
been-
he needs to be cleaned off.
It's a very debatable name choice, I admit. But, whatever floats his boat.
Yeah, I never
Yeah.
seen him sticky. I mean, he was always cool.
Speaking of being sticky, there was a show.
Oh.
There was a show involving a chocolate pie that somebody got very sticky from one night. If you want to know the rest of that story, buy the book.
That's right. Buy the book.
Buy the book.
You know anything about that, Chocolate Pie Boy?
I don't know a thing.
Oh.
he's gonna have to buy the book.
You know Odell?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
He ate Odell's pie,
I
just to
did
say
not.
the least. He
I did not eat Odell's pie.
Odell's pie right in his face.
Oh,
Just
no.
saying.
We
You
had some
ate another
kind of.
man's pie.
He
I don't know what was the deal with the pies that night. They was auctioning them off or something
Don't
like
tell
that.
the story.
I can't remember, but
He
you
ate
guys
Odell's
gonna have
pie.
to- yeah.
He loved it too.
it wasn't Odell's pie. He didn't put it in my face.
It was.
But you were eating it in front of his face. You're eating another man's pie
Unfortunately, it
in
was in
front
front
of
of
his face.
everybody. But
Yeah,
yeah,
he ate Odell's pie in front of everybody.
Hey, man.
just buy the book.
Buy the
Buy
book
the
and you'll get
book.
to find out how that ended. Because it's going to be a tell-all book
Yeah, it's
with
Man.
all kinds of stories.
What kind of stories, Mary, you put in this book?
all of them. All the good, dirty gossip that I've seen over the past 25 years and what Bobby's seen over the past 185 years. And what Dale Bass has seen over the last 999 years. All the good stories are in this book.
Jeez.
That's right.
He ain't put any stories in there of me. I mean, he's putting stories in there of you, but
Hey,
not of me. So
Don't worry, I'm going to make up all kinds of stories about Bobby.
he's going to make them up. Because there are no stories about me. I was a good boy.
You can make them up, Bobby,
Now,
because Bobby slipped back there.
this is a shout out to all the guys out there that think I'm a stiff asshole and you may not like me.
That'd be me.
Yeah, I know. But if you got a story and you want it in this book, hit me up, Facebook. Somebody give you my phone number if they got it. If you know a guy
That's
who
right.
knows a guy, I'll put your story in the book. I don't care.
That's right. Well, damn. We've actually been on here 2 hours.
Have we really?
Yes, we have.
Oh, dang. We have.
Guess we better start.
And wow.
Bad boy down.
Yes, it is, man. I tell you what, it's been fun having all three of y'all here. Of course, one person said they show up.
Hey,
To
listen.
pay respects to you.
Hey, listen, I showed up.
over here.
I
It
showed
was late.
up. Listen, I showed up. You know what traffic is like driving from Hazard to Lexington?
You sure about that? Because
I got off at 5:30.
Anybody got any ibuprofen? This feels like the old days. My back's killing me from carrying his part of this podcast.
Oh, man.
It's sore. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Sore.
Exactly.
Visit again.
I mean, he
deny
promised
him.
they'd be here for you.
I packed him for years, man. I packed you for years,
The
bro.
only thing you ever packed of mine was a damn gear bag.
I packed
hold
you,
on, guys.
I might have packed your
Whoa, whoa,
gear
whoa,
bag,
whoa, whoa.
but you wouldn't have got to half of the shows if it wasn't for me.
guys, hold
You
on.
would have got to half the shows.
Whoa, 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 hey.
Hold on.
Bobby, get in there and break that up. Break that up, Bobby. Come on now.
Do what?
Break that up. What are you doing?
Break it up.
Yeah, get in there.
I'm too old for this stuff, man. I'm not gonna break that up.
Oh, man. Johnny, man. All right, we got to end this. If you ain't having fun, you ain't getting none.
Nice Guy Andy podcast.